Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome to Musician Metaphysics. Today, we're psyched to have a guest who's as smooth on the bass as he was in his telecommunications career. Straight from Brooklyn, this Italian maestro swapped high-stakes communications for soulful bass lines. We've jammed together ever since the end of 2019, and his transition from the office to the spotlight has been nothing short of a groovy saga. Recently retired, he's here to share his tale, including a heart-stopping episode and his comeback that's as strong as his bass riffs. He's the kind of guy who makes every gig feel like a breeze, with his charm and his skill. So buckle up for a chat that's a mix of dark humor and heartfelt stories. Our guest today is proof that true talent and resilience can turn life's bass notes into a symphony. And if there's anything this lovable dude lacks, it's small dick energy. Ladies and gents, Frank Minolfo.
No homework whatsoever. Your expectations are way too high.
I always lecture everybody in the beginning, and I stopped doing it because I was always using John Paul as an example. Because, dude, it was my most popular episode. It was the most popular one, the most listened to episode.
Really?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
John Paul's
He's
hilarious
and the
interesting.
sound was even messed up
smart.
because
And, you know,
yeah,
he's my hero. I
he's,
want to be him when I grow up.
He's over here talking. You know what I mean? So if you stay,
So you
right in
like
it,
you like us close to the mic, is right?
Yes,
is that what you're
yes.
trying to tell me?
Yep, I want
All
you to
right,
make love
yeah.
to that mic.
Do you know? I happen to have a degree in cinematography with a minor in film audio, so
Well,
I actually understand how this shit works.
then why did you ask that dumb question, Frank?
Because I love busting your balls.
I'm just kidding. There's no dumb questions.
Because I know you're going to give me a dumb answer.
No, there's no dumb questions.
Yes, there are
there
lots
are
of
dumb
dumb
answers.
questions.
That's for sure. Oh, okay. There's one other thing I wanted to tell you.
Maybe you should take note. Maybe you should have a little notepad in front of you.
No, you'll be all right. Oh, well, you asked me a question about how I do it. So, and the reason I do this also is in case, because there's been things that have come up that like we've been having real discussions and something that they don't really want the world to know about. And I'll
Yeah.
obviously
that's
I
cool.
respect their wishes and I'm not going to put it out.
I know. That's why you're a cool dude.
Yeah.
And that's why I
people
agreed to
come
do
back
this.
To do it. Yeah.
That's why I agreed to do this, because I
Yeah.
know if I say something, if something slips,
I'm not going to take anything out of
you're
context.
you're not gonna turn me into a pariah on the internet.
No, fuck no.
See? I know big words, Shannon.
Pariah.
Pariah.
I'm sure that your lovely wife taught you that word.
She taught me everything.
Speaking of wives, I'd like to introduce our guest for the Christmas episode, the one and only, the Italian stallion. Well, I don't know about stallion, maybe gilding. Mr. Frank Minolfo.
Man. That's how it's going to be, yeah?
Hey, man, your wife would say you're a gilded one, I bet.
I you know.
I can't get him to say anything about her.
I can't wait.
He loves you.
I cannot wait for.
She loves you. I know you'll see this. He loves you.
Can't wait for her to see this.
He loves you a lot. That's what he tells the hookers anyway.
And never mind.
I'm not gonna.
No, go for it.
You said you could handle it all, and he's like, yeah.
She was Motorhead's press agent for 11 years.
Dude,
believe me. There's nothing you can say or do.
I don't fuck around with Italian women, man. I learned my lesson. You can also swear on this. You can
yeah, I know. You know,
I
I had that argument with myself on the way up here. You know, should I really let that other Frank out, or just show, like, you know, just act like I have some modicum of you know.
No,
decorum.
This is about being authentic and being real about real shit and having a platform to talk about it. You know, because a lot of musicians can't say things that they're, you know, they don't feel like they can say things that they'd like to talk about because they don't want to get, you know, it's their career. I'm in a little bit of a different situation where, one, I don't give a fuck, and two, well, I used to, and two, I went to war and I have, you know, benefits from that, you know, you guys don't have. And so just like during COVID, I wasn't one of those guys that was signing up to get shit. It was because, man, you guys, that was all you had. You know what I mean? I was way better.
Well,
I'm not saying that to.
Yeah, no, I know, but also, I'm hello. I am also in a little different situation. I never, even though I would have loved to, it would have been a great a great life also, I always had a full-time job.
Yeah.
So I managed to keep, keep myself going financially when all the COVID shit happened, and but I get a lot of calls for pickup gigs.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I have to be very cautious about what
Yeah, dude,
what I
I'm the
say
same
or
way.
do,
I'm the same way.
because people will not call you just because of certain things.
In my opinion, I don't want to play there for people like that anyway. Because if you can't have an open mind, and it's okay, I can say this stuff. You don't have to agree.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to expend my energy like that anymore, because I'm older. You're not the younger man that you used to be.
No, I'm an old fart. I'm 64 years old.
Yeah, but you look fucking great, man.
It's all the red wine and garlic.
We're gonna talk about this later, but I believe music is a part of why you're in such good shape as well, man, and probably why you're still here, man.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Yeah,
that's why it keeps the noggin fresh.
Yeah, well, I even mean with the well, we'll talk about that later. I don't want to jump to shit.
Okay.
But so anyway, Frank Minolfo, I'm messing around. I used to call him Minolfo for a long time.
There's no fro under this hat.
There's no fro.
There's just a vast wasteland of no hair.
There should be, though. That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't it?
I could see I have an
afro wig that I wore once for a 70s
One
gig.
of these gigs we do together, we're going to have to dress up like that. I'll do it. I'll wear a thong. That's it. It'll be great.
You had to go there, didn't you?
Crickets.
You're crickets. No. Again, what do you say? How do you respond to that?
Oh,
the instant mental picture of you in just a thong.
Oh, off camera, he's all just giving me all this shit about, throw it at me, man. I'm quick. I can take all of it. I got it.
I know. I'll loosen up. Loosen up.
I know you will. That's why I was trying to tell you earlier. But he has a problem listening. Frank does, but
I do.
It's not the worst of problems to have, because he's dependable and fucking loyal. So you don't worry about his not listening as well.
Well, I'm an only child, so I have a different perspective on reality.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean, dude. Being dependable is a huge thing, and for musicians out there, dude, if you say you're gonna do something, do it. It doesn't matter. You got to swear to your own hurt, man. That's the way it comes from the Bible, but it's good. It's a good principle. If I tell you, yes, I'm going to do something, and then something better or bigger comes along, but I already committed to you, swearing to your own hurt means I'm going to take that pain of missing that bigger gig because I gave my word.
That is exactly the credo I live by.
Fuck
when I commit to a gig, I'm never going to, I'm never going to screw a band. I have asked in the past if they could sub me if a bigger gig comes up, but if they can and they want to and they'll cope, they're fine with it. I'll do it.
That's
however, if there's no possibility and I have to do, I will do the gig and I'll just pass on the other one.
Yeah, well, that's
it's all
that's
about
why I love you, man, bro. Because there are musicians. I mean, I'm not gonna name anybody, but everybody knows one that you depending on some, you double check about it, and then a week before they decide, oh well, I'm gonna go do this other one. I can't find anybody to sub.
It's a dignity thing for me. I'll be honest with you. I will not compromise myself.
Yeah. Well,
in the eyes of other people, I want to make sure that I want them to feel like I'm dependable and I'm going to be a class act and I'm going to show up on time. Be prepared and do my thing,
bro.
Because I love it so much.
Prepared.
Yeah, well.
No, you're actually very prepared, Frank.
I try so now I'm going to go on a rant.
Go for it. Go for it.
I get a lot of pickup gigs and I love doing them. And usually a week or two before the gig.
Yeah.
Or even a week.
Dio, get down.
Hey, Theo.
Dio,
not Theo. Dio. Theo, I'm thinking Telesvos.
No, Ronnie James Dio.
I know. It'll sink in.
What was that famous song he did? Something Rainbow, right? Shannon, are you listening?
He
like a rainbow in the dark. Yeah. That was our lovely assistant, Shannon, back there. She's running the golf clap.
Golf clap.
Hey, no, not Dio clap. Okay, good boy. Stay down there.
So anyway, this is going to be like a tangent-filled discussion.
All right, good. We're going to...
So people hire me for gigs, get the date.
Make sure you're on that mic.
A week before, I'm like, so, get any sets, set list, any songs I need, and the 3 words I dread. You'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's just, it's 4 hours of pulling it out of your ass.
As long as those guys don't get mad at you at the gig.
How could they? If I ask for it and they're like, no, and then, and then somebody
guys that would.
Some obscure blues tune from, Slim Daddy Short Pickens or whatever his name happens. And, I'm a funk and R&B guy.
Yeah, but guys that would get mad at you.
And, that's why God gave me
small dick energy. Is what it is.
God gave me middle fingers.
Yep. And dude, that was so funny because, and I can tell you over and over and over and over again, Frank has always been there for me playing. And he's played some of my first gigs, and he's been playing with me ever since when he can. And every time it's a little notey.
Oh. He's quoting someone.
Yeah. It's for you, Steve. It's for you, Steve.
I paid for the whole neck. I'm going to play the whole neck.
No, dude, I love it. You wouldn't be playing with me if I didn't like it. I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass.
No, I know. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, maybe John's. Right, John Mayer's.
Who?
John Mayer.
Oh, I love John Mayer.
I do too.
Pino plays with him. How could you not love John Mayer?
I know, and you do, dude. You're one of the first ones that Jack that learned the actual bass line.
You can't offer me a Mayer song with Pino on it and not expect me to.
No, I gotta throw Jack under the bus about that. I'm gonna keep throwing him under the bus until he watches the podcast.
I love Jack.
Because I always send him clips. Even he never talks any shit about what I said. So
he's one of a handful of bass players I wish I played more like.
Oh man, he's an amazing bass player. I love Jack. And
I tell him once in a while, I want to be you when I grow up.
Oh man, me too, Jack. Me too. Hey,
Excuse me.
I learned under there. It was funny. Somebody at the Tuesday, the Brute Top Jam with the Fletcher Christian Band every Tuesday at Brute Top. I was at that jam last Tuesday with you.
I'm there every other Tuesday.
But anyway, it was really cool because one of the oh man, I'm gonna forget his name, but it was cool because he asked, he's like, so you do like 45 minutes an hour before, and then the jammers, and he's like, oh, so Levittown. And I was like, yeah, I went to the school Levittown. You guys, I figured they like that, man. Because man, I did, and I couldn't. There's not a better school you could go to. You got to have some thick skin, and be willing to just not. You have to listen for a while, Frank.
I've been sitting here quiet. Resisting the urge to just talk over
I love you. I'm so glad you're here because it's a lot of fun when dude, because I'll be editing these a lot of times, and I just be like, please shut up, Fletcher. Please shut up.
All
right.
That phrase goes through my mind very often when we're together.
All right. Well, we're done with the dick sucking. Let's move on to some real stuff. Oh man, Dio loves you. He loves the podcast stuff too because he knows when it's happening. He sees all the lights. So you were born. Let's do the spiel, man. Let's get some bio stuff. I want to know. I know you're the Bronx.
See,
I do this to you every time. Too.
I know, and I think that you just do it to bust my balls. No, I was born and raised in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Right, my family came over to this country in the early '50s from Italy.
What is that? Is it
that? Yeah,
Spock?
I'm a Star Trek nerd.
Here, let me
mute it.
Yeah, if you gave a shit about this podcast or me or anything else in life, Frank.
I am not an app guy. So.
You're fine. I've done it on this podcast myself. My phone has gone off.
I just pay no attention to the thing until it bothers me because I look at this thing as a gigantic,
Somebody dropped a phone outside Shannon's bedroom window the other night, and I guess it went off all night long. I woke up the next day, and it's like, she's like, I didn't even hear that phone at all. She asked me. I didn't hear no phone. I did hear it, and I just thought it was
the ringing.
Yeah, yeah. It was the aliens coming.
No, the ringing in your ears.
Yeah, no shit, man. Anyway.
Anyway,
we're talking about you.
So,
it's about you, Frank.
It is about me. So, born and raised in Brooklyn. Italian house, again, Italian neighborhood. My grandparents lived in this country.
Like the quintessential, perfect, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we were here. They lived in this country 30 years. Never had to learn English because you went to the butcher, the baker, candlestick maker. Everybody spoke Italian.
The butcher, the baker, the can.
I like that, huh?
What? No, Shannon.
See, everybody envies my Brooklyn accent.
Okay, well, keep your Brooklyn accent on the mic, okay?
Any closer?
No, that's what I want. I always
tell people, do you want to
make love to this mic? You know what I mean?
So anyway, yes, we did speak Italian. My grandparents didn't speak English, so if I wanted to communicate with them, I had to use the Sicilian dialect my family invented.
It's amazing because the Italians are the only culture that's tough enough to be appropriated and made fun of at all times, and it's okay, and nobody gives a shit.
We don't.
Mario, everybody, when anybody goes in, I'm sure that drives Italians nuts, but it doesn't. They don't give a shit.
It's just because we have a sense of humor.
Look at that, dude. Look at that jagoff. You know what I mean? I was going to say.
Well, no, but we'll come back at you, and
yeah.
just either just as hard or harder.
Don't shoot you or break your legs.
No, not unless you deserve it.
Yeah, man. Italian women are the real, whirlwinds.
So I'm half Sicilian and half Neapolitan.
Yeah.
My wife is 100% Sicilian.
Oh gosh.
So
but that's
when I often piss her off. I have to sleep. I sleep with one eye open because I'm terrified of her.
She must be beautiful though. She's gorgeous. Yeah.
Well, you've never met Annette, have you?
No, man. That's why I keep saying you. I'm like, dude, I haven't drank for 2.5 years, Frank. Come on, you can take me out now.
So we've been married 38 years,
God,
and
dude,
she is sick and tired of watching me play bass, and hang out for 90 hours at bars. I'm
going to put a giant standing ovation and shit in post for that, dude. 38 years. That's dude. And I bet every year was just a romantic dream of a princess and a prince, and it was all perfect, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That you just described every minute perfectly.
It wasn't work at all, was it? It's so easy to do that. That's amazing.
I think that's the reason that we're together that long, is because we did put in the work.
And you gave a shit.
Because Lord knows, Frankie boy
Lord knows,
requires a lot of patience.
Well, but see, at least you know yourself enough to know that and not give a shit about it. I mean, you do give a shit about it, but not to where you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying.
I do.
And dude, I get it, man. I get it.
Well,
dude, until hanging out with Shannon, fuck women, man, was kind of my. It's kind of my attitude.
Well, since we met in high school, I never really got to that stage.
You don't like to fuck women, Frank?
It depends on how you use the word fuck.
No, we're not even going to talk about you.
But we're not going there.
That's right. We're not even going to do that.
No.
It was a funny joke to set you up with, but it didn't work.
No,
it was still funny.
That crashed and burned big time.
No, it made me laugh. It was a giant explosion.
If you amuse yourself, then at least one of us is happy.
Dude, that's what keeps me out of trouble. All right, so Sicilian women, man.
So anyway, born and raised in Brooklyn. Around the age of I imagine you're kind of interested in how my musical.
When did you start playing? Yeah,
exactly. So I'm going to go there. Around the age of 12. So I come from a very musical family. My dad and his brothers, actually, even aunts, my grandparents, all played any instrument they picked up they could play.
That's awesome.
It was amazing and after, not in my later years, I realized how odd that was. But
yeah, that's amazing. What a gift.
My father played accordion.
Awesome.
No cliche there, right?
I do
he brought it over. So he's on the boat playing accordion, picking up chicks, right?
Yeah, dude, that's what Billy does.
So he had perfect pitch, so he could hear any melody and instantly play it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I inherited no such abilities. But
was he notey like you?
More than me, very. Well, no, he played actual tunes,
right? And kind of like on The Godfather, at the wedding and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure
he could play a song.
Almost exactly like that.
Never sang, but played songs.
Oh, okay, right on.
So he, around the age, I have a bunch of male cousins, had another half dozen of us running around. And when I was about 12, so that was 1973. No, lying, 71. Mathing.
So you're not that much older. I was born in 79.
Well, that's 20 years after I was born.
I know.
Clown. So my cousins decide to make a band. And I had gone through several. I tried.
You decided to make a band.
Sorry. See, that's a little broken English that slips out every now and then. Form a band.
I'm sorry. I'm
call me out. I do it all the time. And so they decide to start this band. And up until that point, I had tried playing drums, and I sucked at it, and I fooled around with keyboards and didn't do anything for me. And my oldest cousin Dan goes, "We're forming a band. You want to be in it?" I'm like, "Okay, sure." And he goes to me, "Okay, you're gonna play bass. We need a bass player." I was like, "Perfect. What's a bass?" They really had no clue. Right?
I can see it, man.
Oh God, it's chubby little.
What was the name of the band?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No, it's been too many years.
Like the Finoaks or something?
No, it was not the Finoaks. You're not even saying it right, you
I don't
friggin' pineapple.
I only know that from a Steven Seagal movie called Out for Justice, man. Remember when he goes into the bar? Anybody seen Richie? You know what I mean? He beats the fuck out of everybody in the bar, and the guy's like, "You knocked my teeth out, fucking Finoak."
So is that how you pronounced it in the film?
Something, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Just curious.
I mean, I know it's not accurate. That's why I come to you for this vocabulary advice.
I know. I'm giving Italian lessons. Anyway.
I would never say that to anybody that is Italian that I respected. I love you, Frank.
I love you too.
All right. Proceed.
So anyway, that was the beginnings, and we were playing songs like these old Grand Funk Railroad tunes.
Cool.
And, I was learning all the simple stuff, really simple stuff.
That's the best stuff, man.
Yeah, and then in high school really changed everything. That's where I started meeting other musicians, because I was never really exposed to any other musicians but my family. So a quick side story, I buy my first bass guitar, this $49 Kimberly.
$49.
That was
a lot of money though, kind of that.
Well, 72, yeah, 71, 72.
I mean,
that
was a week's worth, 3 weeks worth of groceries at least.
It was not, yeah. And my dad was reluctant because he's like, "You're just not going to do this either."
What did your dad do for a living?
He was a beautician. He owned a beauty salon in Brooklyn with his brothers.
So well kept.
Yes, I'm groomed.
But dude, no. So real side story to the side story. I was texting Frank because I was trying to push back the time today, and so like for 45 minutes I'm sending a couple texts, and then
it was 10.
I called just to see it was 10. Probably. And then I finally get him on the phone, and I was like, "What were you doing, bro? I'm just wondering." He's like, "Oh, I was shaving." And I was like, "For 45 minutes?"
10.
What?
I could show you the friggin'. I still have the text.
All right, I'm just. See. Anyway, all right, back to your story.
No, I loved it.
That was it.
I love this repartee.
We were. Oh, I just swallowed a cough drop.
Nice.
Me and Shannon were talking about it setting up, and I was like, "Can you just see Frank? Like in the movies and all the mob movies, there's a fucking scene with the Italian guy shaving. Every single one. Either up there, up on the mirror, or
and
they're
then
shaving somebody's
and then
neck
45 minutes later, we have a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, no shit. And like what was that? Some little kid, Shannon's mom, I guess they had a little kid over when they were young, and she was like, "Why is your back so hairy?" She's Italian.
It's genetic.
It is, man. But dude, if there's like, you guys were probably what got us through the Ice Age, man.
I am very warm-blooded. I do like the cold.
Man. All right. So
I go to high school, meet a bunch
band.
of other guys who play, starting to emerge from my like really brutally nerd stage.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Did you get picked on like in middle school?
Oh yeah, big time. In elementary school, I got picked on a lot. But I grew out of that pretty quickly when I started to.
Fuck, you got to Bronx, man. You can't.
Brooklyn. You're doing it on purpose, I know.
Sometimes
I've had my balls broken by much more experienced guys than you. Yeah. So just have a party.
I love you, dude.
So anyway, high school comes along. I start to come into my own. I start playing with other folks besides blood relatives.
Yeah, right.
Start doing Allman Brothers too. And then I discover, God, it had to be high school when I discovered bands like Rush.
Yeah.
And Deep Purple, but not the original Deep Purple. I was much more into the second version with Glenn Hughes and David Coverdale.
Yeah, I never got into
Glenn Hughes was so here's the funny part. So Glenn Hughes is funky, right?
Is that Glenn Hughes?
Dad, what are you talking about? That is Iron Butterfly.
Okay, all right. My bad.
That's very.
I always thought that was Deep Purple.
Nope. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
And you yell and you bust my horns about not doing my homework.
Your balls, your horns, make your mind up, dude. Which one is it?
Depends on where my head is at.
All right. So Rush is actually a very amazingly tough. If you ever try to play any of their stuff and sing, I mean, and the bass player is the one, like
he's playing keyboards with his feet, singing, playing bass. He's all over the place. I got to leave, right? So very early influence. So I start obsessing over and learning albums, like
yeah.
And these were turntable days. There were no MP3s. You could zip back and slow down. Everything was play along with.
What do you mean?
album.
You can't even play a 6-second preview from Spotify and without freaking out because it ends and you don't know how to. Where do I get the whole song?
No, it's not. That just your expectations are too high. Is your problem? Send me a YouTube link.
All right, I will from now on.
Sure, you will.
I will.
You're gonna forget that the instant I walk out the door.
I really won't forget that because that is going in the memory bank that I actually give a shit about.
I didn't know you had section. I didn't know you were partitioned up there.
Dude, every man has partitions. You know that. Man's brain's like a waffle. Woman's brain's more like a bowl of noodles. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just men have sections for what they're thinking about. Like I'm talking about the Bills, throwing them in the Bills box. You know what I mean? A woman is like, you can be in the Bills box, and then all of a sudden you're talking about something that you did 20 years ago that made her break a heel and somewhere, because all their thoughts are intertwined to everyone. We're like, I thought we were talking about Bills. And then they get mad at us and they don't have a nothing box like we have. And that really pisses them off because what are you thinking about? Nothing. Bullshit. You're thinking about something. Women can't handle it. You're not thinking about nothing.
I can just friggin' completely zone.
Anyway, yeah. You know what I mean?
It makes me happy.
It's some kind of thing. It must be like a survival instinct that we got through evolution because they were like, man, these guys got to be able to zone those women out.
And my wife, after all these years, she actually believes me now. When she, penny for your thoughts, and I'm like, I'll be able to give you change because I got nothing going on right now, and I had my little coconut.
We were talking about. She was saying how you told her that you're like, oh, my wife's over the music stuff. You know what I mean? But I was like, you know what? It's really awesome though that she's she's not one of those women that doesn't let you do it or makes you pay for doing it.
Oh,
you know,
no.
you know what I mean?
No,
Because she knows you love it. That means she loves you.
She's married. Yes,
yeah,
that's it. Two-way street.
Yeah.
And
It's beautiful.
Fortunately she worked in the music industry. She's got gold records. I'm the musician.
What the fuck? Why have I not met this woman?
It's crazy. And so she knows she married a musician.
Call me, okay?
I'll have her call you.
Okay.
Get out of my. Get her. You'll get me out of her hair for 10 minutes because now that I'm retired, I follow her around. What are you doing? What are you doing, Addy? What are you doing now? What are you doing now?
Me and Adam
do you really need to do that? Can I help you with that? That's not how you do it. And she just loves every minute of the fact that I chase her around and torment her. And then she hits me with, she punches, and she hits me with things. No, she doesn't hit me with anything.
I bet she has.
She gives me the hairy eye. She's like, okay.
The hairy eye?
Hairy eyeball.
Oh, okay.
The stink eye.
Well, see, it's an Italian eyeball, so.
and it's a lovely one.
See, that's why I love you guys.
Love you, honey.
You guys have such, you guys are very dramatic, romantic people, but you have such thick skin. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you know, you can, and you're very, generally the Italians that because my first marriage, I married into an Italian family that lived in Louisiana Italian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the ports that we came in through.
So I know all about it, man. And part of my PTSD about going to family gatherings, it's not just it's just, that's just me. But dude, you're talking like 40, 50 people, dude. I mean.
Are you kidding me, Mike? So,
I bet you had
Annette's aunt Lucy, right? She's unbelievable, this woman. And they would, last year talking, and some holiday was coming up, and Annette goes, "Oh, who's coming over?" She goes, "Oh, it's going to be small. I'm only having 70 people over."
Oh fuck!
And I would have a stroke if I had to cook for that.
No, don't even say those words.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphorical.
Words have power, dude. We're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
This is Musician Metaphysics.
Well, I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
but
man.
Sure.
Well, no, I just really believe in staying positive, and I know you had some heart issues. So the worst thing for you to be talking about is having any kind of heart thing. I care about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But it's funny you should say that because we were talking the other day, and we go absolutely totally overboard decorating the house for Christmas.
This cool. This
giant
is the first
tree.
year I've been cool with. I love
it. It's awesome. It looks great.
Thank you. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon. You're welcome. You're turning him into a real boy.
Hey, man. I will be till I get to go to wherever it is I go after this.
Nah.
Hopefully it's not back here.
See?
No, I'm just
No, come on.
I actually love my life. Anyway, we're talking about you.
Talking about me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know where I was. Anyway, so high school, Discover Rush. I'd start to learn how to play a lot of notes in time.
A lot of notes.
Real lot of notes. I'm very notey.
It's a good notey.
So, but I really never had still never had a music lesson in my life. And so I'm learning about music through playing records, playing along with records, right?
By ear.
Totally by ear. And played in a bunch of bands, but all high school kids and all this business. And then 77-ish.
So this
it had to be first. So 78, first year of college.
Okay. And what was your major in college?
Cinematography.
Nice.
Minored in music.
Hey, you're retired. You're gonna come work for Jam Killer, man.
That's right.
I'll get you out of your wife's.
I know how to frame a shot.
I'll get you. Well, hey,
you're
gonna be in the porn division.
I'll come work for Jam Killer.
All right. I'm hiring you and Jack will be my first hires. Well, Shannon is my first one.
Yeah.
She got she got a Christmas bonus and everything from Jam Killer.
Yeah. Did you?
And I'm not just saying it was, something.
How did that Werther's caramel taste that you got?
No. I wasn't cheap. I'm not cheap. I'm trying to not. Dude, I want to make so much money I can give it away every day, man. That's my goal.
That's right. I'd like to be able to do that as well.
Yeah, man. It's nothing better than.
Actually, we do the charity thing every Christmas. We go wild. 90% of our charity,
rest of the year, fuck those people.
Our money giving goes to some sort of veterans organization.
Yes, thank you, man. Just make sure it's not one of the shitty ones.
We've weeded out the shitty ones.
But there's a few, you know.
Yeah, there are. But
did you hear me though?
What?
I said, fuck everybody the rest of the year.
Nice. That's not how it works.
No. Some people think it does.
Yeah, I know.
It is. Christmas is people are generally way nicer around Christmas time, you know, except at the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, God. Thank God. I don't have to deal with any of that shit.
All right, go. I'm sorry, dude. See what I mean?
I worked in retail when I was younger. It may as well just, it's more fun to pull out your thumbnail with a pair of ice grips sometimes.
I was an assistant manager at a Buckle, or like a team leader for one of the first Thanksgivings I ever did. I worked open to close. Made a bunch of money, man. I was teammate of the season a couple times. I mean, I could sell. That's why I was a preacher, man. I was slinging Jesus.
Slinging Jesus?
What? That's what? Well, anyway. All right.
So back to my story.
Yeah.
So there's this magazine, newspaper rag in Long Island called Good Times, and I'm thumbing through. And I see an ad for a bass player. I'm like, I call them because it looked interesting. I forget why, but it looked interesting. 3-piece band, you know. And I show up, and I was still.
What kind of gear did you have?
I was still really nerdy looking, and I was a big kid. I was overweight for many, many years. Really big, you know. I think I bounced off the 240 mark at one point.
Yeah.
So I don't really look like much of a rock star at all. And I show up to audition, and these two guys come out of the studio, and they look like they should be playing in Led Zeppelin. I mean, just these rocks.
It looks like John Paul.
John Paul. And I'm like, oh. So the songs I auditioned with were a couple of tunes off of one of my all-time favorite, greatest albums ever was Go For What You Know Live by Pat Travers. And I thought I learned them well enough, and apparently I just sucked.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't, you know, it was not a good audition.
Yeah.
And they were like, and they were brutal. And they were like, nope, no thanks. You know, you can't handle this shit. And I was devastated. I walked out of there with my tail between my legs, and I'm like,
yeah.
But then the other Frankie pops out, right? Because I can't lose.
Yeah.
I cannot lose. So I got home.
Italian Stallion got up, reared up.
Pretty much. Busted my ass. I learned that fucking song, those songs note for note. And I figured out what I did wrong. It was about time because it was funk.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize I liked funk.
Yeah, you do.
But Mars Cowling, the phenomenal rock funk bass player, guy was a beast. His right hand was unbelievable. So I stop it. And so anyway, I convinced them, give me another audition, got the gig.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was a good, it was really just that.
There's a lesson in there, man.
Yeah.
You know,
work hard, right?
That's what this is about too, you know, helping, you know, dude, I just not trying to be pretentious or anything, but it's like, I know that, dude, it's a struggle, man, being a musician, especially if you really want to be a working musician, you know, and you can't drive out thinking that it's just gonna come. And, you know, like my first year on the scene, when I put up my first album, I mean, dude, you know, I did bunch of stuff on the internet for it, and you know, I had like 15,000 streams, dude, on the first month, and I was like, I'm going on tour.
Yep.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't gonna go. I wasn't going anywhere. I had a lot of shit to learn. You know what I mean? Well, and this is even after years of doing it, preaching in the Christian music industry, and you know, around all that stuff. I still didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You know?
And you know, I learned very early on, no matter how hard you work and how well you think you're doing, there's 30 other guys out there that can eat you alive.
There's always somebody better.
Much better. So,
Always.
you know, I never I learned a long time ago never to have that.
That's why it can't be what drives you. Yeah, no,
because I'm grateful. Especially out here in Kansas, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a bass player.
Yeah, so no, that's not true, man. Not a good one.
The fact that people call me is it just thrills me to death.
Yeah,
I'm grateful.
You should take that very, very.
It means the world to me because
Well, it's the truth, Frank. You're a great bass player, man.
I ain't fishing for compliments. We're just saying there's a lot.
I know you're not.
A lot of choices.
Just take the fucking compliment.
I can't.
I know.
I don't handle that well.
I know. It's all right.
I got uncomfortable.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Is it?
No, dude. I'd like what I told you the other night. And to me, this is one of the. If I could tell you this, it's like you're like the best. Because you make every gig that you play with me easy. You don't.
It's my goal. That's what I'm there for,
any
right?
Stress to me about bitch at me about when's the money coming, what's the fucking this, what's that. Well,
I know, but look, it's a lot of that for me is all about the relationship, right?
Yeah, me too.
This may sound fucked up, but I really consider myself a very good judge of character. And when I meet somebody,
you are
pretty quickly I can tell if they're what kind of person. And as soon as I met you, I'm like, this guy's cool.
And you met me when I was drinking, man.
I know, and I still thought you were cool.
Yeah, well, I never got drunk at gigs. I wouldn't do that, because I already learned that lesson.
I know. I knew that. Yeah. I knew right away what type of guy you were.
Yeah,
and so I don't worry about that shit with you.
And I always paid you.
Mostly, yeah.
Shut the what?
My phone is this is embarrassing. My phone is on Do Not Disturb.
I'll cut it out.
That's my wife calling me.
Hey, go ahead and answer it. Maybe we'll leave it in. It'll be great because she'll watch this.
I'm actually in the middle of the podcast.
Oh, she said hi, baby. So we got to do lunch, Annette.
Fletch wants to meet you because he thinks I'm keeping you apart because I'm embarrassed of him. And this is all on the podcast.
Well, we won't put it in if she doesn't want it.
All right, honey. Hold on a second. Hey, you're on speaker. Say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, right on. See? That's awesome.
That is awesome. All right, babe. I'll call you later, honey.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
That's great. Hey, Shannon, have you been checking the... Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I just banged into the mic. I bonked into the mic.
It wasn't about you, Dio. It wasn't about you.
Everything's about Dio.
It's all good, buddy. Come on. You're being a good boy. Just chill out down there. Thank you.
Oh,
you're a good boy.
I want a dog. Italians like
the perfect time.
Italians are very, we've always had dogs.
Dude, it's the perfect time to get one because now you can spend the time with it that it needs.
I would love to, but
because you got to spend every day.
My wife's nose will fall off.
Do you want to learn how to have a good dog like this? Shut the fuck up. I'm just kidding. Well, the way I
may not be able to take you, but I can hurt you.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that you could hurt me. Man.
I'm kidding. I would never raise a hand to you.
Oh,
I love you. You're one of my favorite people.
I love you too, Frank. I really do, man. And there was some other stuff I was trying to force, and like I said earlier, like I've learned I don't want to force anything. And Taylor, if you ever happen to watch any of these, thank you, dude. Like, thank you, man. Oh shit.
Taylor Smith?
I'm not going to cry for Taylor. He'll never.
Okay to cry.
No, dude, I know.
I cry.
I've been crying
usually
a lot
when I stub my toe, but I still cry. Dick.
Dude, I don't want to. I don't want to jump in on what you're talking about. This is kind of how we.
But this is what. So now I'm totally relaxed.
Yeah.
And it's a conversation.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to stand here and just ramble about myself.
Well, I know, but I still want to know that shit. But like I've been having this I guess we're kind of talking some metaphysics for a minute. So I mean, my background pretty much, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. So I've been having this thing where 10 years ago was when I came home, right? And so it's taken me about 10 years, really. It's only been the last couple of years, 2.5 years. Well, a couple before that too, but it was coming to the end of my drinking, right? Like I haven't had a drink in like 2.5 years. So
that's a good thing, man.
Oh man, it's the best thing I've ever done, man. No regrets. I'm not gonna say I wish I would have started sooner. I don't want to change who I am now, and so I can't change anything.
You can't look. You cannot go back.
Nope. Well, not yet. Not yet.
Oh yeah. When you invent the time machine, let me know.
That's already been invented, man. In the future, it's just that's who the aliens are. All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I can't wait to have this one. Listen, I can almost hide my own Easter eggs. So
I love you, dude. I love you. Well, I was just gonna say that, like, part of coming back from that trauma, and not just trauma from the war, but trauma from childhood, trauma from that, any of that stuff, I had really disconnected my heart, and especially over there. If you don't disconnect your heart, you can't do your job. That's just my opinion. But so when you come home and you try to connect it back, you're all, I mean, shit, dude. I'm not gonna tell any horrible stories. Jack knows the most, probably. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, but so lately, after I decided I was gonna try to give a shit.
Okay, then.
Well, to give a shit enough to actually feel again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which was hard to do, and I've been having these times in my I meditate, not every day, but pretty close to every day. And sometimes I forget because I get too wrapped up in shit. But like I've been having this thing, and where, like, me and Shannon don't have arguments very often, but sometimes we do. And I'd gotten upset about something, and like later that night, I like just completely had this thing where I literally felt how I made her feel. I'm like, dude, I was bawling. You can ask her. Like, I'm gonna try not to do it now, but like I woke her up in the middle of the night, and I was like,
Well, so I'm married all the years I'm married. That's part of that dynamic, right? Is that you actually care. And then when you do something stupid, you regret it and you fix it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
All right, you sons of bitches. If you say anything about me crying, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass.
You want a hug?
No, I'll be all right. I'll hug you at the end, man. I don't want you to get up and mess everything up again.
I know. I keep screwing up the microphone. I'm a hardware destroyer.
Dude, I love you, dude, and I'm so glad that you're the person that's doing this Christmas deal. And because, like I was saying, I don't try not to force stuff, and that's nothing about anybody that was gonna do it. It's just shit is busy, and it's Christmas,
it's
and
crazy time.
I don't want anybody. I want everybody to be cool and chill, and it's like high sun.
Look how many times you move this on me. And here I am, still smiling.
How many times? We made a plan where we were going to think about doing it on Tuesday.
We were
going to do it on Tuesday, but if that didn't work, we had a contingency for Thursday, correct? Wasn't that in the very beginning of the plan? So
sure was.
I'll show it to you in the text messages, ladies and gentlemen.
My phone's
it doesn't
over there.
matter.
I'll hold up and show you my bottle of water.
I got stream. Sorry, I'm a little emotional. Anyway, none of that shit matters, Frank. You know what I mean. I love you, dude.
It's all cool. I'm just saying. Here I am.
Well,
right. We even today we started with 10, moved to 11, and here we started around noonish.
You moved it the last one. You made the final move.
I did because I you know why? Because I wanted to give you some space.
I wanted to have some Christmas cheer.
Too early in the day.
No, it wasn't, man. It was the first time. It was because I was doing this website for this wonderful guy named P. Steger, and
Paul.
Yeah, I call him P. Steger. I've never called him that before. I'm just doing that.
I play with him too. He hires me.
He's a good dude, man.
He is
real good dude. I did before you leave, I'll show you this really cool website I did for him.
Oh, awesome.
But anyway, I did it in a few days, and getting it all running, and like the you probably know about this because the hardest thing sometimes when you're hosting a website is if the people that no, I'm not going to say that. Is the DNS, getting all the DNS server set up, getting everything pointed to the right direction.
It's all the technical shit.
Yeah.
The creativity part comes easy.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it comes easy, but yeah. But
well, for you, it seems. I mean, you do some kick-ass graphics.
It's the one that I have to be careful, though, because I'll be like, holy shit, it's been 2 days.
I know.
You know what I
mean? I have a fledgling, I set up, do setups and stuff.
I can just see your people's CPU
bases.
frying.
No, I do. I work on bass guitars for folks when they ask me.
And you're very good at it, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But sometimes the word I get in trouble with myself sometimes because people say take your time. No, that's bad because then I take my time.
Unless you clarify.
When somebody needs their guitar right away, it's better for me because I just get it done and make it perfect and give it back to them.
Procrastinators unite tomorrow.
I needed a file cabinet for my little loony bin downstairs, and I bought it back in, I'm going to say late August.
Yeah.
I haven't assembled it yet. It's still sitting down in the basement.
I hate assembling
a million pieces because I'm supposed to paint it black to match the rest of the stuff. And I'm just
well, it's all right. You don't have. You're retired. You don't have to have any guilt or shame about
I can't wrap my little walnut
Let it sit there,
being
dude.
retired.
Let it sit there. But another thing you didn't mind any of that because I communicate with you.
Yeah, exactly.
I always communicate.
I don't mind it at all.
I don't ever just unless it's a real emergency. Am I calling you 30 minutes before something going? God damn it! Get the fuck down here, you son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
Thank God you called me a Tuesday early enough when you did, because I just I'll admit it. I definitely got my wires crossed. I was supposed to play that gig, but I got distracted. And we were talking earlier, and you were like, "Oh, do the podcast, come to the jam," and then you said, "Oh no, Jack's playing tonight."
Because that's what
that's what I understood too.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, derp. And Jack made me and Jack sat down. We did a whole schedule.
Yeah.
And it was, I look at my schedule that I wrote with Jack, and sure enough, in black and white, I was supposed to be there Tuesday. And thankfully it all worked out.
You trust the privates. This is what happens when.
Oh, really?
I thought you were. Oh, that one got to you. You're not a private, dude.
Nah, nothing gets to me.
Well, I could. We're gonna do a rewind and zoom in.
See, you misconstrue my.
I love
my amazement for being upset.
I will never take anything out of context on you.
Nah, it's cool.
I don't.
Anyway, Jack, you know, my fault. So it's cool, but I'm glad you called me early enough that I was just able to throw all my crap in the car and just jet over there.
Well, this is a good lesson for how people can communicate in a band and still love each other.
Absolutely.
Right. Like
also having the stones to admit when you're the one that made the mistake.
Sure. And I didn't call you going, "Hey, dumb fuck." you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not the relationship.
Yo, jackass.
With me.
Dude, and I understand, like, the first time, and I don't think John Paul would mind me telling the story, because he is another one of those solid people. He's solid, but he's solid in a different way. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to worry. I just learned not to worry about him. If he says he's going to be there, just be there. It was only one time that it happened, and it was a complete it wasn't any kind of malicious thing, you know what I mean? Or anything like that. And so that's what you have to be. You have to not be so wrapped up in your own art that you take it out on the people that are helping you present that art. You know what I mean? You want the people that are with you to like what you're doing. You know what I mean? So like you is also a bonus, right?
Well, I sincerely do enjoy playing with you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that for any kind of.
But no, I'm saying,
accolades,
but it's that's part of the that's part of the whole dynamic
You gotta
that
have that.
allows. It makes it easier to be patient when things, don't work perfectly.
I'm learning
because nothing works
that.
perfectly.
No,
right?
never.
There are times when there's,
sometimes the planet aligns,
and things pop up that
It's usually when the venue has their own PA.
Oh God, that's been an interesting.
It can be interesting too.
That's been an interesting thing with how that system's been working.
Oh, I'm not worried.
But it worked. It still sounds good at the end of the day,
it is going. It's going in a crescendo like this, and that's all.
We're getting there. Look, it's a startup. It's going to take time to nail down the details.
Great. I mean, the first one I had when you got Bruce showing up to your. I mean, Bruce Seidner.
He's
you're well and kicking. He is, man. I love that dude. He's the only reason I decided to put a sticker on my Strat, and his was the first one. It says, "I'm not Bruce, but thanks anyways." Because he's got to thank you.
I know.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's the first guy that was like, "Well, you ought to go up there on Sunday." He doesn't really sound like that. I don't know why.
Yeah, where'd you get that accent from?
I was trying to. He kind of does this like kind of grunt thing with me, and he makes fun of me for being a libertarian. No, I'm just kidding. he doesn't do any of those things.
That's hilarious.
Well, Frank is another Frank. I literally called him Frank one time.
I'm sure he loved that.
Oh no, he didn't. He said he didn't mind, but he did. No, it was totally fine. But he's one of those people that even if he knows that your political views or whatever it is, and mine are not, I'm just saying, but that are completely diametrically opposed to yours, he has no problem as if you're a genuine person and playing with you, talking to you. You know what I mean? That's what we need in this country.
Because
we
I'm
need
exactly
more
the same way.
Yes,
right?
and we need more people like that to start having conversations in this country, because this is a serious time. Like, for real. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom, but our choices are not good. if I told her if it's Biden Trump, we might have to seriously think about getting the fuck out of here. But you know what I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I know, but it's crazy. It's craziness, but it should not really affect.
No, that's what they want.
Personal relationships,
that's
right?
Because
it's
not unless you're like killing babies to drink their adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome?
Yeah, that was a big QAnon conspiracy. I'll probably have to edit that out so YouTube doesn't censor me.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Because
you don't watch the news or do anything.
I watch news, but I start to tune it out when they start talking about crazy shit. I want to hear news.
I wish I had that.
I want to know. I want to know. I want to know about news.
Sure.
Right?
You don't need the dramatic news cycle. Right? I don't do that either.
The spin doesn't work for me.
No. Hey, you need to watch, if you do want to watch a good news place and they're doing
I miss
real
Walter
news.
Cronkite.
Oh, wait, legacy media is dead, man. It's all shifting, but Breaking Points, they're on YouTube and Spotify, and they're really good, and they don't have a problem going. So this is you guys are trying not to kill civilians. Well, how come the first 3 weeks 10,000 civilians are dead and half of them are children? I don't know where that was or when that was, but.
Really?
You know what I'm talking about.
I do, of course.
I had a whole conversation. Me and Hyson really kind of dug into it. I love Hyson, man. He's such a good dude. And
oh, no question.
He's
thrilled when he shows up at the jams.
Dude, he's an old soul, man.
And once in a while, like when Paul is not around, he'll call me to cover the Tuesday at Score.
Awesome, man! What an honor!
So I get to play with Dave and Hyson. It's just a blast.
Fuck yeah, dude! I love him, man. It was a great podcast, and it was funny because, like, it was the only. I was nervous. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to be chill because it's Hyson, man. he's real deal, and he cares like about real shit, and you know what I mean. And he, dude. Anyway, sorry, Hassan. I'm over here.
Well, it's your show, man.
Well,
I'm letting you live it.
Well, I went around because we were doing at Dave Kelly's memorial jam, and I didn't realize that he was.
I know. I was out of town. I would have been there.
No, yeah.
I still regret not being able to be able to be there.
It was so great. Dave loved it, man. I know he did because his daughter, was it his daughter or that said she was like she had no idea, like made her cry, like she was like had no idea this many people, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Dave was a special dude,
dude. Believe me. It's and Dave was a great dude.
Fuck
you know,
yeah,
he was so laid back.
He still is a good dude, man.
Yes, but he'd come to the jam, and he would like float in and out, and I'd like calling to him like, "You gonna play the bass?" And yeah. And if I had a certain one of my basses that night, that he would want to play.
Next thing you know, he's up there.
He's like, "Can you mind if I play your bass?"
Yeah.
Dude, just pick it up and go. It's yours.
It was funny. I didn't get to do it. I didn't want to push it, but at the jam. But I was gonna do the I Don't Need a Doctor because me and Dave filled in, did this gig for Donnie when Donnie couldn't do it. So it was Jack, myself, and Dave. And I had sent him, dude, you're the reason why I started making sure that I sent out, at least like a working set list of stuff that I normally do.
It pays to be a pain in the ass, doesn't it?
It does, dude, and I appreciate it. That's why, dude, if I don't like surrounding myself with people that aren't going to give me shit, because if you can't give me shit, and at least about stuff that's real, I really don't need you around.
Yeah.
I love you. Don't have any problem with you, but get the fuck out of my way.
Well,
you know what I mean? That might sound
look
a little
at it
harsh,
as working with you. Maybe I can be a little,
oh, you're fine,
gruff, but
I need that shit sometimes. And I constantly tell everybody, look, you can at any moment say, "Shut the fuck up, Fletch," right? But just have a reason why. You know what I mean?
Well, fortunately, you do give people a lot of reasons. No, kidding.
I'm constantly in the corner getting lectured. No, that was my internship with Jack. I love you, Jack. Anyway. What were we talking about before?
We were talking about me, I, right? Only child. No. So join this band, Blake, and they teach me how to play the bass for real.
Yeah.
The first thing I used to play with a pick a lot.
Yeah, really?
Oh yeah.
Did Paul Greenlee sit on?
So another guy I want to be when I grow up.
Oh, dude. Love it.
Paul is such a good friend.
Yes, he is.
Love him to death.
I can't wait till I get him on here.
I'd do anything for the guy. But anyway, I'm playing with a pick, and the first thing the lead guitarist tells me, Axel, is it another European
sure
import,
that was his real name,
first generation American from Germany, right?
Yeah, and his parents named him Axel.
Okay. One of the
was he
three
German or
best
something?
guitarists I've ever played with in my life.
Was he playing like Dokken and Rat and like
Yngwie? No, like Pat
Malmsteen?
Travers and Budgie and all these just badass bands. And he was just remarkable guitar player. Drummer Henry on drums, another phenomenal, huge chrome kid. Huge. It was huge. So anyway, he's like, you can't play with a pick anymore. And
see,
I looked at him
I would never do that. I don't
what?
think...
And he goes, real bass players don't play with a pick. Well, Moss Cowling, right? This all goes back. Every like you have John Mayer.
Yeah.
He had Pat Travers.
Sure.
And we did a ton of Pat Travers band tunes. But Moss played, fingerstyle funk. And I was,
so like
still very musically immature at the time. And I was a young guy and I was impressed.
Explain fingerstyle funk. Okay, let's just finger in the bass.
So just two, you know, you're playing with these two digits.
Gotcha.
Sometimes three. I will use my ring finger on my right hand occasionally when I'm doing a lot of staccato or you know, 16th note stuff.
Yeah.
But
which is all the time.
It's a good thing you're in a soft chair, because I'm gonna just leap across any second now and start strangling your head. No.
Oh, I'm having so
see,
much
there
fun.
are going to be strangers who don't really know me watching this.
They'll love it,
thinking I'm serious, that I'm gonna, you know, attack you any second.
No.
So he starts to put me on that path where I start to really learn how to play using my fingers, and I start to discover that you could do a lot of. Really, the tone of the bass guitar and your style and how you sound as a musician has nothing to do with what you're doing with your left hand. It's all everything that's me is in these two fingers right here. How I play.
Let me suck on those fingers.
Would you? Lube them up for me, won't you?
Gross. I don't need lube, man. All right, okay, come on.
Oh, you're a young guy stuff.
Shut up. No, but you are correct. And I used to always say the same thing to people, because I mean, this is like 25%. This is 75% in my world.
It is.
And especially when you start playing slide, which is, to me, is one of the most difficult things to do. I started playing slide, I guess it's 10 years, 11 years ago now, because I didn't want to take a regular guitar to Afghanistan. I wanted to have something that I would the only thing I had, so I would have to learn how to play it.
Yeah.
And so I took a slide. My dobro. I'll show it to you.
Yeah,
I'll show it to you.
I didn't even know you owned a dobro.
Oh yeah, it's still the $99 Rogue that I had in Afghanistan, man. It still sounds great. It's on my first like real studio record, Blood and Sand. You've heard that track.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was that guitar.
Yeah,
though.
Jack played it too. He wanted to play it.
Nice.
Jack took it to his little spa and did it up, and it sounded great. Anyway. What was
I mean, come on, dynamics, right? Everything.
Yeah.
And I'm left-handed, right? I'm a natural lefty, but I play right-handed. My attitude for many—
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my attitude for many years was, oh, this is the money hand, right? This is the hand I think with, right? So, you know, I have a lot of dexterity.
Yeah. No, dude, you're
with the, you know,
good, dude.
Playing righty. So it's kind of fun, because I'm able to do a lot of, you know,
if you could only get your
stuff.
body to match up, to sync up to your
You know, I gotta tell you, I picked up a left-handed bass a couple of times, and like Danielle Schneblin Danielle.
Yeah, don't. Oh man.
I'm sorry about that, but Danielle
don't want to have to smack.
She had I real quick
They're sweet, so
quick
sweet.
tangent. So I show up at the Eclipse Jam 100 years ago when Trampled on the Foot was hosting, and one of my basses, I had just gotten it. Thank you, Annette, but she always wanted me to have a Thunderbird bass, so I finally grabbed one, and
yes, thank
couldn't
you.
wait to run to a jam and play this thing. And Danielle sees it. She's like, "You mind if I play it?" I'm like,
"Of course,
please." You got kidding me? Come to the house and pick anything off.
Yeah.
But I said, so I got, you know, I got to say the obvious. It's a right-handed instrument, and she's like, "No problem." And she picks up the thing and proceeds to play it upside down.
Yeah.
Right. And perfectly.
And then sings. Yeah, it's like Tom Sawyer and B flat.
And I'm
something.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna go home and just set fire to every bass I own, because I will never be able to play like this woman.
I know it's you. I know
she is. You know, she blew me away. And not because no other reason. It was just so impressive to me that she could do that.
It's raw. I mean, dude, I tell her husband this all the time. Like, and I was promoting one of her new songs, Make Love, you know, and I always made this, you know, I make little videos and stuff. So I did one with me playing slide on it, and I had hearts on it and stuff. But I made sure to send Brandon a text. I'm like, "Hey, dude, hearts don't mean anything." Like, I'm just trying to throw you guys some love, promote this thing, you know, dude. I'm gonna have to suck his dick too, but Brandon Miller is he's one of the most approachable, like he's just sweet dude, good dude. Like I did the same thing to him, but worse. When the podcast, because he drove here and I was still asleep when he called me. And that's how awesome he is. Anyway,
I got to know him at the jam, at the Wednesday jam. That
yeah.
That's where I really got to know him. And you know,
he's a human jukebox.
He's a great. Yeah. He's up there with Axl as far as a guitarist for me.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
You know, there's a couple out here.
Ask Shannon. And Dio. Dio's a fanboy too.
Yeah.
The first show that I went to of the Kansas City Limits, man, it was his. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, what a freaking killer combination that they are. The three of them are.
You know, his vocals, man.
Yeah. So. Anyway.
You didn't hear me and you agreed, and that's awesome. I'm definitely going to repeat that one. But it was just a joke, Brandon. That's so funny, man. Anyway, but no, I wanted to say I'm glad that there was that little awkward moment, so I can say this because they're doing a fundraiser for Nelson Faircloth, Jan's son, and so if you can, please go to it. It's at BB's. I'll pull it up. Whatever, there'll be a little deal.
I think it's on Danielle's.
Yeah, and I shared it. I shared it as well. So, but anyway, it's super important that we do whatever we can. You know what I mean?
It's the awesome thing about this music community out here.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
Is that anytime a fellow musician's in need, everybody steps up. It's just you know, it's amazing. The size of the hearts.
Yeah,
is that even? Well, you know what I'm trying to say. It's remarkable. So it's very cool. It's another thing I love about being out here.
Oh man, it's dude. I grew up in Telluride, you know, well, just outside of Telluride, and you know, I was around famous people my whole growing up, dude. You know, we're Blues and Brews, and you know, I saw all those guys. You know, I was the trash guy, you know, or whatever, or like the gas man one year. Anyway,
so it's funny because now that I've retired, a lot of people have come up to me. So you going back to New York? And I was like, nope.
I don't think it'd be a good time to be living in.
You know, we're settled.
And
I've got a grown amazing life out here.
Yeah,
I'm just, you know, I have no plans right now to do anything. Well, there's a future hold, but I mean, there was no like, the minute I'm retired, I'm getting out of there.
Right.
That, you know, I never even gave it a real like serious thought. Yeah. I mean, if as we get older, you know, we want to downsize or get, you know, go to a more retirement friendly state, we may consider, but right now, you know, I mean, musicians are characters,
dude. The only reason that I judge him is because I judge myself.
Don't we all?
Yeah,
we should.
No, that's really the truth. It's one thing that I've been learning lately, and I'm not trying to say that I've attained anything or that I know anything. I mean, I think really knowing anything is knowing that you know nothing. You know, and all the stuff that I've studied and all the stuff that I, you know, think about, and especially now, is, you know, we gotta love each other, because if we don't love each other, there's gonna be some. I mean, I really have started to believe that we are manifestors of our own.
Oh, no question.
Life and our own if we fill our minds with negative thought and emotion, everything around us will be negative, and you know what I'm saying?
So if we ever get to, you know, that other part of my life where, you know, I had my little issue,
well, let's talk about it now.
I'll get into it. So, you know, 2.5 years ago, I get up on a Saturday morning and I'm making biscuits.
Yeah, what kind of biscuits?
This is why I'm such a lucky. Just I have a guardian angel, because I could have been anywhere.
You got a team, man. That's what I believe now. We got teams.
I could have been anywhere. I could have been on the road, headed to a gig.
It's an awesome place, dude.
So we, you know, this happens to me while I'm home, right?
Yeah.
And
was your wife home at the time?
Yeah. You know, and I'm a healthy guy. I take care of myself. I work out. You know,
dude.
I eat really well.
Gig a lot, dude. That's workout, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I really take care of myself.
Yeah.
Without going to extremes, but still,
Sure.
you know, doing everything right.
You still
And I very physical. My doctor's like, "You're great, you're great, you're great." So I'm
still
cooking.
like the cannolis.
I don't even eat a lot of those things.
Oh man, I love it. Cannolis are all right.
They're good. A little sugar in the ricotta.
Biscuits.
But you know, Saturday morning breakfast. I always cooked. I was working at the time, so you know, I always made a big breakfast on Saturday. And
what were you doing for work? Wasn't it
so I've been in the communications industry since 1985. I was there, and first in a two-way radio company, and I've been a technician forever. And then around
turn that mic toward you. There you go.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So then around, I don't know, 1989-ish, I got hired by another two-way radio company, was doing much better. And then they decided to get into cell phones. So I was in New York, supporting all through, I don't know if it was 9X at the time. I forget who it was, what the name of the carrier was. But when they threw the switch and lit up the cell network, I supported that. We were installing phones in cars.
That's awesome.
Crazy shit. Yeah. So I learned a lot about how to fix cars when you drill through their wiring harness and all that other fun stuff.
Well, this is gonna
shit happens, right?
Hey, that's why you know me, because when the zombie apocalypse happens, we're gonna get together. We're gonna get some guns. We're gonna go take over Costco. And we'll have some engineering there.
I'll be able to hotwire anything.
We can do whatever we want.
So anyway,
let's go back to the important
part. Worked there, and you know, been just 9X Communications, and I wound up working at Sprint, and just on and then that's why I moved. That's who moved me out here.
That's what got you to
Sprint moved me out here to work at corporate.
The universe decided to bless you with me.
Yes, exactly. You know, I think so. You get philosophical or whatever, and you think about these things. The slightest turn of events would have redirected my life. I would have never wound up in Kansas.
Yeah.
Would have never met you, John Paul.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on.
Dave.
It's mind-boggling. Yes. And I can't imagine my life without all you people now at all.
Yeah, dude.
It's remarkable. So anyway, I'm making biscuits.
Yeah.
And my chest starts to really hurt. And I'm like, this is not normal.
So was it like muscular pain?
No, it was pain, and it was an ache, and it was deep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this hurts too much to be gas. So I sit down.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Trying to make it easier.
Push on it. So anyway, I sit down and it hurts less. So the nerd ball in me is like, okay, I relieved some, you know, gravity pressure or whatever.
Right.
My heart's struggling. So I call my wife. I'm like, honey, I think I'm having a heart attack. Call 911.
Pop an aspirin.
Yep. Give me a handful of aspirin. So I lay down and it hurts even less. I'm laying there. The police, the fire department, you know, where I live down in Overland Park, that the emergency services are instantaneous. They just run. They're amazing.
They are really awesome.
Excuse me. Coming off of a little bug. So they start working on me. Put these gigantic syringes in my arms. And
epinephrine or something?
That I don't know what they were pumping into me. It hurt like a bastard. They give me a bunch of baby aspirin. It's like, chew these now.
Yeah. That's what I just said.
You know, definite heart attack. Load me onto the gurney. And
what were you experiencing, like, consciously? Like did you feel like
I was starting to get a little dopey, right? You know, my heart's failing.
Were you still hurting?
Oh yeah, it hurt like a bastard. It really,
like somebody punched you in the chest. Or you got shot, like in
more
armor.
More like it wasn't a sharp pain, but it was a very intense. I mean, like almost like breaking a leg kind of pain. Like really just very, very, very intense pain.
Dull,
and
throbbing.
not throbbing, just
because your heart was
continuous pain.
I guess it wouldn't be throbbing if your heart's giving out.
So my heart's struggling to keep going. Right, they put me in the ambulance, and they're rushing me to St. Luke's, and I'm laying there, and it hurt, and I hear them, but I'm now starting to really, lose consciousness. Anyway, as it happens, I die.
Yeah.
And I'm laying there, and all of us, and this is, everybody asked me, you see lights, life flared. Nothing happened. I just didn't hurt.
It was John Holmes.
It didn't hurt anymore. No, it wasn't John Holmes. I dreamt I was John. No. So it just didn't hurt anymore. I felt like I was asleep. I was still conscious.
That's amazing.
I knew I was still there.
Yeah.
But
you were still aware of your surroundings?
I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't feel anything. It was just, but like being asleep.
And
I was like, oh, I must have dozed off. I said, this is good. It doesn't hurt anymore. Meantime.
But you're aware enough to have that conversation in your head.
Oh, yeah. Totally aware.
Because a lot of science will like to tell you that as soon as you die, you have about 10 seconds and your brain function stops.
No.
And that it's just.
I was all there. So.
Thank you very much.
All of a sudden. Bang! They hit me with the defibrillator.
Oh yeah, okay.
The big paddles, right? So I have taken some hits in my life. I mean, I've been hurt.
Yeah, that's
been in car accidents. I've fall. You name it. I've had some really good.
That one gig when
taken some good shots.
Punched you in the throat.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Where you punched me in the throat and I broke your neck. I never felt pain like this in my life. That defibrillator. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So the first that they hit me with this thing, and I immediately come back. Right.
What's the first one? You're there.
Yeah. And first thing out of my mouth is I yell, "Fuck!"
I was just about to say, like, what the like? I was like, "Fuck you."
No. I didn't say "fuck you." I just it hurt, and the two guys start laughing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's just
so that probably.
As it happened, one of the EMTs that saved my life was a drummer.
Oh, nice.
And he knew I was a bass player.
See how the universe is. Dude?
Yeah. He put me in. God put me in the hands of another musician,
or whatever you want to call it.
So they get me to the hospital, and right into the emergency room. And 30 people descend on me, and they call the on-call surgeon.
Yeah.
And they're just. And it was hilarious because they rip my clothes off.
Oh, they don't care. They just cut it off.
And so I'm laying there half dead, and what comes out of my mouth? Oh, so much for dignity.
Yeah, well, they don't give a fuck, man.
It was cool because one of the nurses threw a towel over, the embarrassing parts.
Yeah, that's not like being in the military. We're like, look at that guy's dick.
Yeah, no, they were cool about it. It was a room full of people.
Yeah.
So the surgeon shows up, and the last thing I remember is time is of the essence. We got to move, right?
Yeah.
Pull me into the OR. In the meantime,
did you have any fear? Like, were you scared shitless? Or
no,
were you
not at all. Just dealing with it.
Well, so we'll get to this after that, but I just want a little footnote there.
Yeah, no,
because I want
I handle again, I don't want this to sound fucked up, but I've been lucky enough that I handle adversity and stress really well.
Yeah.
I go into the,
well, I'd like that. I wonder where that came
control it mode where I'm just going to deal with it and work through it. And as Bugs Bunny famously said, I'll be scared later. I'm too mad right now.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't necessarily quote him ever again, okay?
But I'm Bugs Bunny, too. That's where I got my sense of humor from.
We can tell that.
So anyway, they put me under, and the last thing I remember was being rushed into the OR. They put me under.
Yeah. And
this is a lot of detail, Fletch.
No, this is great, man.
So
people will love to know this, man.
I have a cousin who was a nurse, and she Annette calls her. and tells her what's going on, and my cousin's like,
how
look,
was your wife doing at this point? She doing okay? She's
yeah,
tough. She
wasn't
general?
freaking out.
Good. This is very important, ladies.
Yeah, no, she was not freaking out. No screaming and yelling. It was like, all right, let's get him to the hospital and let's try and save his life.
Yeah, she wasn't screaming at the doctors.
No, so she calls up my cousin.
She knows she's.
No, yeah, you don't scream. I mean.
Italian women.
You don't scream at people that are helping you.
That's very
right?
Yeah.
That's
just
the
like
rule
you don't
number
piss off
one.
the bartender.
Well, that's never mind. But by that point, you're probably too drunk to deal with them anyway. So my cousin tells her, be prepared. He's going to come out. He's going to be all full of tubes, and he's going to be all cut up, because she was expecting them to crack me open.
Negative person. Filling your head full of negative ideas.
Well, she wanted to prepare her for this ugliness that usually happens, because most people have heart attack and they wind up getting bypasses.
But you're not most people.
Apparently
Clearly,
not.
she did not know that.
So So I wake up. I'm still on the table. I wake up and the nurse is there, and she's like, "Oh, you're back. Good." She goes,
"Did she sound like that?"
No, she didn't. But that's how the voice in my head sounds.
I got it. What do I sound like in your head?
Mwah, mwah, mwah. No. I figured I'd do the Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So she goes so there's a monitor next to the bed. She goes, "You want to see the surgery?"
Hell yeah.
I'm like, "Play it."
Fuck yeah. I would
So
too.
she showed me the X-ray. They went in. There's a huge artery in your groin. They went in through my groin and
so they give you a catheter,
fixed me arthroscopically, so you could see the catheter going up.
Shove that up your
and
dick?
Punches a hole in the artery in the front of my heart. And
Frank, did they shove that up your dick?
No.
Well, I was trying to ask.
Oh, no catheters like
okay.
No.
Have you ever experienced one of those?
No. And I hope never to.
I never have, but he was my sergeant in Germany, and he fell off a roof we were building, and we got him to the helicopter, and he came back about 6 hours later. Looks like shit, and he's fine, but he's like, he fucking all pissed off about, man, this fucking catheter, dude. I was like, why do I need a catheter? Why do I need? Yes. They just shoved his fucking catheter. I'm like, in a German hospital, you know what I mean? Like,
that's good. That's because they wanted to.
Yeah, probably, man. Those guys, dude. Sexually, they're interesting as a culture. Germans, they don't care, man. Any German scenes were like, they'll be busting their whips out.
Oh my god.
Oh, I have, dude. Germany was one of I did not want to leave Hohenfels. We went to Hohenfels for this mission one summer, and the reason I drank so much is because, man, well, I've been a drinker for a long time, but in the Army, man, it was like condoned. You work hard, and I worked my ass off, dude. I always got awards. I always, I took it seriously because it gave me purpose. And anyway, Germany, dude, we're playing poker, drinking big bottles of like
I've been there.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Dude. Anyway,
that's where I learned how to drink beer, because I never drank beer before.
But it's beautiful there, and it's like it reminded me of home. It's like a lot like Colorado, where I was, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm gonna start reminiscing about.
That's a good time in your life.
Yeah, the main thing that I miss about it the most is the camaraderie, but it's a different camaraderie with my music family, but it's a lot the same.
Yeah,
that's why I get along with Adam Hagerman and Jack and all those guys that talking shit's my love language. That means I like you. I learned that in the Army. Well, actually, I learned that from the Andrews brothers. But I really learned it. It got beat into me in the military.
I understand. You're not the first person I've heard say that.
Yeah, man. So well, I tell everybody that. So I try not. My goal is not to piss people off. And one thing that I'm learning in my old age is
your old age.
Yeah, you can give people shit, and still be nice without throwing fiery darts. You know what I mean? Like the shit that cuts hard. But some people don't. It's funny. Like whenever Ace is talking shit really good now, but it was funny when he first started talking shit to me. He'd be like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit."
You know, it takes time to develop your own style.
Yeah. Oh, he has too. He got me too the other day, man. I was like, oh, grasshopper. You know, I love that kid. Anyway,
Good kid.
What was I talking about?
Well, we were rambling on about my heart attack.
Oh man, dude, no, we weren't rambling on. Actually, I wanted to ask you, why do you think that? You know, I don't think I'd like to think that I would be welcoming of it, actually, because I'm trying to do this right. Basically, astral walking around outside of your body. That's what I'm trying to do. I've been working on it for a while, and you know, little glimpses of it happen, and you get scared about stuff, and people are going to think I'm crazy for saying this, but I don't really give a fuck. You know, there's nothing crazy. It's not any crazier than believing in a God that gave somebody some commandments on stone and then told them that just, you know, stone the gay people and wipe out entire civilizations. You know, I don't think it's any crazier than that. You know what I'm saying? That's just for all the fundamentalists out there, Frank. It's not for you.
No, well, I'm Catholic.
Yeah, I know. The worst of them all, man. No,
that's okay.
You're like,
you can believe. See, and you can believe that, and I won't care.
I don't believe that. I know a lot of great Catholics. Actually, some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life.
But I don't condemn anybody. See, I don't condemn.
Yeah. But
I must be hungry.
The irony in that is
anyone else for believing what they believe.
Do you understand the irony in that, though, Frank? I mean,
I saw Shannon do this. I was like, like wrong rabbit hole.
Well, it's not. There's nothing wrong with. It's when you're attached to. This is just my opinion as a genuine asshole. You know, as somebody that gave my life to it for most of my life. You know, that stood. You know, I'm not saying this to suck my dick. I'm just saying it so that the people that I know will leave something in the comments about it or on my Facebook page. Well, no, I don't care, so don't do it. And two, you know, a master's degree from Liberty University is not anything to shake a stick at, especially in your neck of the woods. You know what I'm saying? And I wondered, it's so funny because all my life I wanted to be a doctor, but I wanted a doctorate, you know, real prideful doctorate, because I wanted everybody to listen to me. And I spent, you know, when I came home from Afghanistan, I don't know, everybody knows this story. I think I don't really want to keep telling it. I don't care if it helps somebody. I don't care. I just went to school when I came home because it kept me. I got to have a purpose, man. I'm one of those guys. Like,
keep your mind busy.
Yeah, you know, I got to feel like I'm contributing to something, and that, like, I want to leave the world a better place, and some of that comes from me atoning for my past, which I'm learning. I don't need to do that, because if I change anything in my past, 1 second of it, I won't have the realizations that I have now that have made me a better human being. You know what I mean?
You'll be a different person.
Fuck yeah. And I'm sure there's some Fletch in another place that's a 20-year fucking colonel by now, and he's a colonel because he's always getting in trouble. Will never make full bird. He's you know what I mean? They were not Brooklyn, though, were they? They were Bronx.
I don't know.
Coffee talk. Yeah. Thank you, Shannon.
Coffee talk.
See, you are valuable, Shannon.
So very good. It's pretty good. You do that's more of a Long Island accent.
You should have hooked up a mic. See, this is why I wanted to hook up the mic.
Yeah, you should have.
She's talented about that. She's good with her mouth. Who are you dirty people out there?
I'd be winging bottles at him if I were you.
No, dude, she volunteers downtown and does the sign language for people that are like, you know, can't do, so she has to constantly move her mouth. That's why I was saying she's good with
You really are just digging yourself deeper and deeper.
No, I was trying to just I was trying to get you, but I could tell you were looking at me like, how long does this last?
As long as I want it to.
Yes, that is definitely true. I don't put anything on this, man. I just let the spirit take me where
So
the
if it lasts 3 hours, you'll run 3 hours?
Dude, Patrick Recob, me and Recob went 3 hours and like, how long? Like over 3 hours. It's the longest. Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, and we could have gone some more. You know Recob?
Yeah. Well, actually, not.
Oh,
I know who he is, but we're not.
Oh man,
I've never really chatted with the guy, or
we gotta make that happen, dude. You'd love it. Recob's the shit, dude. He's one of my favorite human beings too, and his ancestors are from the planet, the constellation of the Pleiades. I'm not kidding, dude. He is like a walking, talking bundle of joy. Dio, I love you too, but it's not time for that right now. Go lay down. Go on, lay down. Anyway,
there you go.
So he did what he was one of my first episodes. Cliff Moore did the very first episode last January. Man, and just I just want to say thank you while I'm thinking about it. I forget things a lot because I smoke a lot I dab a lot. You know, isn't that a dance move?
I don't dance.
Well, a little dab will do you anyway. I forgot what
I
forgot what I was saying already, didn't I? We had a little break.
We did have a break.
What was that?
Well, my bladder is happy now.
Well, you know, take care of the prostate, man.
Working on it.
It's important. I know. It'll flare up sometimes.
How many times do you get up and pee at night?
I wait till my tank is so full that, like, you know, it'll last a good minute. Understand? That's why I have a toilet where I can put a hand out and lean in.
What self-respecting guy doesn't put the hand out and lean in?
You know, some other people are self-respecting that might pee other ways. I'm not going to judge them.
Me either.
It's a great segue, isn't it?
It is.
Now, you know, I think what it is, dude, is it's just a good example of how people that respect each other, even if, you know, if they'll take the time to talk it out, if they will take the time to talk it out,
I agree.
That's how you get through conversations that are tough, and that's how you form lasting friendships. To me, I think people are the currency of life, man. What I'm starting to believe as a person that was a very fundamentalist person that believed there was only one way that somebody could do something, and that, you know, and I was kept from a lot of things that, you know, they ironically teach you when you get a degree at seminary. You know, when you get a master's degree, you study world religions, you study theologies, and you start going, hey guys. And, you know,
yeah,
I believe there's truth in all of them. That's what I believe. And I believe that as soon as people start using that truth to control others, that's when it starts getting weird.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Very.
It's horrible. And it's any kind of hatred is horrible. Doesn't matter what it is. What is it, buddy? Did he go outside? He's fine. Did you got something to say?
Yeah, his coat was cold when he came in before.
Did you have something to say? What do you want to tell everybody? Merry Christmas. You want to tell them I love you? You guys are gonna love this on the video. Oh, there'll be video on Spotify, but if you're seeing it, my
6 seconds worth.
Little Australian shepherd is begging to say something. What, buddy? What is it? What do you want to say? Huh? I love you, my master.
My master.
All right, buddy. We're talking. Go on. Lay down. Lay down, Dio. Dude, lay down. Dio.
It's a great dog.
He is a great dog. He's an amazing dog. Like, he's saved my life kind of dog, you know? Like the big puppy dog of Adam Hagerman, who's also saved my life. He's listened to, dude. This is for real shit story. When I hit my wall was when we pulled out of Afghanistan, and I lost it, and I got hammered every day for 2 weeks. And Hagerman was on the road with Nick, man. You know what I mean? And he answered, that's another kind of friend, just like you are. And it's so important to find people like that
care about you.
Yeah, and that will give you shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, I gotta give you some shit.
Well, dude, you have to, man. And Annette, you're a saint.
Let's not get crazy now.
Oh, no. You know she is. Anyway, what was I saying? See?
Sorry.
Anyway, friends are important.
They are.
Yeah. And everybody finds I am not the same person I was 10 years ago. Just like other people, you know what I mean? There is
certainly I'm not the same person I used to be.
Yep. And I believe
you know, that that whole long review of my heart attack thing, which is coming up 2.5 years now.
Dude, and you
3?
recovered well, man.
Yeah, well, I was fortunate enough that let's go back to the diet thing. I have zero heart disease. Nothing's going on in there. Everything's open, no blockages. However, experiencing that had mellowed me. I
mellowed
really,
you?
A lot. I
we'll
want to enjoy my life now. I just want to. I just want to enjoy my. I want to play music.
Yeah.
I want to. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like a 12-year-old now, just watching the Christmas tree twinkle and just be happy that I'm there to see it.
That's awesome, man.
And I don't want to get sappy about it. And I really,
that's fine.
I rarely do I even talk
mic,
about the you know, this.
You got to get sappy in the mic, though.
Was I not close enough?
I just want to make sure we get.
Yes. Well, I'm loud.
Yeah, you are.
Very loud. I don't talk quietly.
You'll be fine.
So anyway, and I don't wear it on my sleeve only because you asked me that I go into all that detail. But it really, my outlook changed a little bit. I've tried to mellow. My wife still is trying to get used to it.
Dude, you're always mellow as shit at the shows, man. For real.
Yeah, but that's 3 hours of 24.
Yep, it's medicine.
No, I was a lot more.
Dude, last Tuesday night, I had so much fun. My back didn't hurt the whole time. Like,
you stood most of the night.
It's a proven fact. Well, I did have a gummy, but it's also a proven fact that when you have a sense of purpose in your life, that you don't feel as much pain in your because you know why that is? Because our brains are so, what we think about ourselves, what we say about ourselves is so powerful that we make ourselves sick, man.
Oh, no question.
I mean, I can tell you, man, I'm not, people that know me, I don't bullshit about anything. I refuse to be somebody's puppet. I refuse to not say something that is not, standing up for something. I will never be standing up for something that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be yelling at you if you're not like in front of somebody's house, calling them gay and the gay people go to hell and there was a soldier that died. I'm not. That's.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Stupid,
crazy bullshit. I will promise that I will try my hardest if I ever see that to not spear you into the ground and then pummel you until you meet the person that you want to meet. Okay. But other than that, we're cool.
That's
like, let people live their lives. Let people, that's why America's getting fucked up. It's because we're trying to rule everybody and control everything. It's like, if I am free, let me be free. As long as I'm not hurting somebody or violating,
you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If I'm being a citizen that cares about where I live and cares about, if I give a shit, basically.
Yes, but also you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, you're not forcing your belief on them. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, I was around someone and they made a comment about another person.
Mm-hmm.
And
was it Jack?
No, it's not. No, it has nothing to do with actually, you know, any of our little circle.
Yeah.
But I was, I happened to be, and I'm not even going to say where, when, why, or how. I've been traveling a little bit, but they made a comment about someone who, did not look like they thought they should, and I just
didn't look like they thought they should. What do you mean? Like they
purple hair, green hair, right? All this stupid shit.
Oh,
right. And I'm like, being a child of the 70s, when I was a hippie freak and wearing platforms, nobody really liked that. The older generation didn't like that either.
Yeah.
So, let's not throw stones.
Your middle school experiences and all that, you're not going to
I had a moment. I was like, who are they bothering?
Right.
We don't need we
don't need that hate.
Yeah, just keep it to yourself. Yeah. You can go home and stew.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
That's kind of what happened to me, man. Like when I started to have a transformation, and it was still when I was still traveling around and preaching and still, doing the blogs and stuff. And I have Christian music out there that you can find. You can go find it. But, it was when I was sitting online sometime, and this is not to bash any Christians. I have tons of Christian friends. I'm not saying that is bad. If you have something in your life that, like we're just saying, whatever it is, I don't care if you pray to a watermelon, and if it helps you get through this life in a place that you feel loved and you feel worthy to be here, and that you feel you're trying to spread that around. I don't care what you do. You know what I mean?
As long as you're not hurting
anybody. I'm only
anybody.
saying this because this is the story, and I already forgot it.
There you go.
No, I want to tell it, man. It's not. Oh, okay. I remember. So I was on Facebook, and this is after I got home and after my little drunk episode, and now I'm in my, okay, I'm going to go back to church and episode, right? And I would do this cycle for years and years of my life. And so I'm on Facebook, and this lady is going on and on about she doesn't understand why homosexual people are so difficult and hateful to Christian people. I just sat there and, I was like, I prayed. I was like, God, I'm having this discussion with God in my head about what I should say to this lady, I don't know. I was probably reading like Judges or something at the time because I like, it's the most violent book in the Bible. That's my book.
That's your
book. Anyway, so I get up on there, and my BA is in communications. I went to school for communications, and so I've been told that I have a way with words. So I thought, what's going to be the best way for me to show this to her? So I said, okay, here you go, lady. The reason that they might seem hateful to you is because for as long as they can remember, probably, you have publicly yelled and stated that what they do, how they feel, which comes naturally to them, because I believe because they're probably old souls and they probably had a life where they were a female, and maybe they were more of a female energy throughout their eternity than you know what I mean? Who knows? But it's not for you to, for all of their life, you've been saying that God hates them because of it. You've whenever they came to your church, you called them out. You know what I mean? Gave them a bunch of shit publicly. And then 2 weeks later, you'll knock on their door and ask them to come to Easter church because Jesus loves them. She didn't reply. But, that's when I was just like, I mean, I don't read about that. I don't read about Jesus.
It's interesting. You should bring up that particular, story because growing up in New York,
Yeah.
I mean, both me and my wife, we had just
Gay orgies and stuff.
no. Absolutely not. But we had plenty of gay friends.
Yeah.
They're
so much fun.
They're
dude.
hilarious.
Yes.
But it never impacted we never even thought about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Why would you?
I mean, also they weren't militant about it either.
Oh, well, dude,
right? They live there.
Legendary. The gays of your
lives.
generation are legendary.
They lived their I mean, they were hilarious, but you know, they lived their own lives.
They were authentic though.
They were fun. We had a great time with them. So I could tell you some stories.
Well, you can. You can. You're more than welcome to, man. I just want,
But it was, I mean, I guess because it was the New York vibe, we just never thought about it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. That's a legendary time for like gay rights and like isn't that the time of Milk? What's his name? Harvey Milk.
I guess so. Like I said, I never got into
but he's on the other side.
But I never really got into that whole militant thing, or not militant.
See, I just
the whole bit. I always took somebody as they were. Yeah. They came to me, and when I met someone, I never really.
That's how you've been in a marriage for 38 years, man.
I mean,
and that's how you've definitely been able to handle me.
Yes, I took you as you were.
Yes,
but I knew right away you weren't. Well,
maybe a little bit of trouble.
I could say you were a little bit of a dick, but
I'll take it.
Not in a bad way.
Yeah, no. Brock says I'm an endearing asshole.
You are.
Dude, if that's what it says in my epitaph.
There's no, I have yet to ever see a malicious bone in your body. And that's the reason why we're friends.
Because I don't, that's the beauty of like music, man. And that's why I tell Frank Hicks every time I see him, I tell him a lot, probably more than he would like, that you saved my life. You saved my life, man. Because like, fuck you guys.
There you go again.
Yeah. Anyway. Something in my eye.
Yeah. That was a little gnat flying around.
Yeah. Anyway. You know what I mean? Because it's the truth. It's the truth. Music's so powerful. And if it can change an asshole like me.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that you're here and that like
me too. I was honored to be invited. Who the hell wants to talk to me?
I thought we were going. I thought he said you wanted to beat Recob.
Patrick, we should meet.
Yes, you guys need to, dude.
Because now he's starting in.
He's the first bass player that really. Well, no, Jack was, but Jack wasn't really fucking with me. He's just been like, hey.
I'm just jealous of his hair.
Oh,
because I haven't any.
He's jealous of my hair.
I can't imagine anybody being jealous of your hair.
Oh, I'm the one that inspired his haircut. I told you I'm going to talk shit about Jack until he watches this podcast.
So now I'm going to have to find your podcast.
Yeah, no.
If you can teach me how to get to it.
Yeah, it's called the Internet Communications Guy.
I have Google Fiber. Does that help?
Yeah. Do you plug the fiber in your butthole?
Nothing. There's a sign that says exit only.
I'm sorry, I didn't need. I have an infatuation with buttholes.
Apparently,
when maybe before I die, I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you out off camera, but only very few people know this story, and it involves a butthole.
Oh, I can't wait now.
So see, now I know why you were married to him for 38 years. Right? Yeah.
She's got the patience of a saint.
Dude, you know what? And that's
she is the person on earth that loves me the most.
Yeah.
And just,
I know that's.
I mean, look, we have our moments, right?
Sure.
We're a little fiery. Life is not perfect. We don't walk around, googly eyed all the time.
Right.
Of course, we disagree and all that, but we know how to get past it. And she is just a wealth of patience for me and.
Yeah.
My stupid shit.
Yeah. No shit, man.
Because sometimes I get passionate.
Yeah.
Even at home.
Dude, and that's why, I mean, it takes passion to get through life, dude. Life can be hard. And if you don't have something that you're passionate about, or somebody that you love, or somebody that you know loves you, it's very hard to get out of bed. You know, I've been there too.
That goes back to having a purpose in life, right?
Exactly.
I don't know if you know, but if I don't play for a while, or I don't do anything, with my hands or working tools or whatever, I start to get, start to feel tired all the time, and it's just lazy. And then as soon as I get going again, it's like somebody, lit a fuse.
Yeah.
And it's just that purpose thing, right?
Totally, dude. Dude, what's
Dude
mine
like,
say?
dude like?
What's mine say?
Dude like?
That was one of the whole reasons why I was a crazy maniac when I came home. Took my purpose away.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So
I've heard others say as much.
Yeah.
It's a difficult transition.
And that's why I tell Frank he saved my life, because Knuckleheads gave me my purpose again. And Levittown and Brandon, that's why I said,
yeah, well, look at
I'm out of the school of Levittown, motherfuckers.
He does write great tunes. I'm not blowing sunshine up his ass. He's funky, which is something I kind of gravitate towards. And he writes simple stuff I can understand. I do gigs with him.
It's because I don't do it.
And he just throws chord patterns at me. And he lays down the groove, and I can just lock right in. And as a bass player, that is like one of the most fun things that you can give me. It's like a gift, and now that we've been doing that jam, I'm, I've had Adam up there.
Yeah.
Mr. Less is more. He does more with a kick, snare, and hi-hat than other drummers do with, 15-piece kit.
I always thought it'd be funny to do a skit of him. Like, did you ever see Half Baked? You remember when they're talking about the different stoners, but instead of that, Adam would be the stoner, the mechanic, but with drums. He'd be like, all right, what we got? We got a plate. We got a Frisbee. And we got 2 chopsticks. You know what I mean?
Let's play a groove.
Let's figure it out. But then, you got to wait for him to set it up, and that might take a while.
Stop it. Well, Tuesdays have been fun at the Brew Top.
They have. And
I've only done 2 of them so far.
Well, there's only been 3.
No.
We just had the 3rd one.
Oh, so I did 2 of the 3?
No.
How is that possible?
Derek Tucker did the first one.
Right. Who did the second?
You did. And then you're going to do you did.
Oh, so Jack hasn't even played any yet? Oh shit!
That's why we thought. That's why we thought.
And then I screwed up the schedule.
Well, no.
He'll be there December 26th,
which is going to be pretty dang big. I think it's, and not because I'm cool or anything, but
no, you're not cool.
Yeah, you guys should see the pants I wear. Oh, you do.
You can see the pants you wear. You should have seen the sweatsuit he had on Tuesday.
It wasn't a sweatsuit, Frank.
It looks like a sweatsuit. It was a what?
It was a tracksuit. You should have seen those growing up in the Bronx.
Tracksuit.
Didn't you see those in the Bronx?
Tomato. We're gonna buy you a gold chain with a horn.
You didn't see those in the Bronx. Tracksuits, velour tracksuits. They didn't have those in the Bronx.
Absolutely, they call tracksuit. Okay, you want to call it a tracksuit? Semantics, man.
They're important. I told you.
It is important.
I'm a Pisces. I'm literal, and I'm emotional. Now I'm getting really emotional. And
why?
Well, because I locked them all up, and this girl over here is helping me.
She's awesome.
Dig it out. Yeah, she is awesome.
So
she just shut the.
So since you're into the zodiac thing,
yeah.
What sign you think I am?
I don't know when your birthday is, but
I know.
Scorpio.
Well, just the way I act.
Scorpio?
Not even close.
I don't know.
Taurus.
Well,
hard-headed.
Yeah, definitely. But not really.
Oh, Shannon's shaking her head like absolutely.
Your sister's cool as fuck. Billy. Yeah. All your sisters are cool as fuck.
Total opposite of me.
Well, dude,
I'm kidding, man. It's a joke.
Dude, one of the things I've always loved about you and why I've always liked to call you for a gig is because, like, for real, sometimes you hire people and they just make the gig like, can we play music, or are you just going to ask questions about something that is going to be handled very easily and not going to be a problem?
Let's play
it just drives all this tense energy. I can't do that because
I have fun on stage.
Yeah,
and
you do,
I
man.
have and
That's
you
what you can,
and that's why I play with you, because I have fun.
Oh man, that means a
You
lot.
do, sometime and sometime you'll do some silly ass shit up there. And I mean, so the first jam I played, it was hilarious because you were, you're doing great. You were calling stuff left and right, and then all of a sudden you start this John Mayer tune, and I have no idea what you're playing, and I cannot, for the life of me, could not hear what the root note of the riff you were playing, the chords you were playing,
C sharp,
and I was bumbling around like
you
a
did all right.
friggin' idiot, and then all of a sudden, you played the entire form. I was like, oh shit.
It's all right, dude.
It was hilarious.
It's just because you don't listen, Frank.
I don't. No, it's not that I don't listen. I can't hear.
No, I know. And dude, this is what I tell myself, because I can amp myself all up and just really kill the vibe. And that's what a jam killer is. I can be a jam killer.
Oh, is that what that means? I've been meaning to ask you what jam killer really signifies.
Well, I have a definition. I just wrote definitions for it, so I'll read.
I thought it's just because you show up at a jam and you're so good, you just kill the entire.
See, what a positive guy you are,
aren't I?
Some people like get all upset about it, and like it's because
Why?
Because a jam killer is also somebody.
They got to get the sticks out of their asses.
Exactly. They're being
Shannon's agreeing with me again.
They're being jam killers. A jam killer is somebody like who like stops a song in the middle of it, right? It's a jam. Just don't get angry about stuff.
I
just
know.
Play the song.
I'd say, I've been hosting on the Sunday Jam with Dave and Danny, and people get so and even actually, I find it more with younger people get really they get worried about how it's going to be and how it sounds and what songs I'm going to play and all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's a jam. Just have fun, relax. No one's judging you.
Right.
We're on stage to support you and play the tunes and let you have a good time.
And how many times
if it's a cool tune, I'm gonna have fun with you too.
Yeah. And how many times did you hear me the other night say, "This is about you guys. This is about you."
It's
like it really is. That jam.
That's why I enjoy going to jams, because I have more fun sometimes at a jam because I just get to do anything that comes into my head. I don't have to worry about playing signature parts or playing, a certain form and coming in a chorus,
Unless somebody comes in and then tells you they want that, and then they get mad because nobody knows it. That's what a jam killer can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to hear the other definitions?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to keep yapping over there?
I'm going to kick you in the nuts. That's what I'm going to do.
I love you, dude. I really do.
The feeling's mutual.
Merry Christmas. And while I'm thinking about it, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I'm
Merry Christmas.
I always say that I'm not going to go straight into post-production and start, working on editing and doing all this stuff, drawing a giant penis on his t-shirt. It'll be there the whole episode.
I should have worn my Jam Killer shirt.
Oh, dude, you do wear it, and that means
I do. I wear it.
Me,
I wear it at jams all the time,
dude. I have given out. It doesn't matter. It's just a thing that it just goes back to the point. Some people don't understand it. Yeah.
No, that means you, that Jam Killer t-shirt. Why would I not wear that?
I love you, dude.
And if anybody asks me, I'll tell them outright.
I know.
Upright's a bass.
Well, don't like beat him up or anything, man.
You're a funny guy.
I know. All right, so jam killer, noun. An individual whose presence or actions dampen the vibe, especially in musical or social settings. Known for halting tunes and raining on parades, often without realizing the buzzkill they're orchestrating. 2. Also a term of endearment for life's unexpected vibe checks, like a baby crying just as the party starts, reminding us that sometimes the best jams need a pause button. And number 3 can also be very rare. This is very rare. The one Frank does it once or twice a set. The one who steals the show with such mesmerizing talent that everyone else simply stops to listen, turning envy into admiration, the kind of performer we all secretly aspire to be. So
you flatter me. Thank you.
Well, it was a joke.
Good. I prefer that.
I don't, man. I don't call people to play with me that I
know.
I
know.
It's all about
I'm
fun.
thrilled. I am thrilled and grateful, as I said 100 times.
I love you. I'm grateful too, dude. And you've been with me. You're loyal as, dude.
Absolutely.
It's the same kind of camaraderie that you guys gave me. That's what I got in the school of Levittown, and that's what I got from all you guys being willing to let me give you shit and realize,
So on the flip side, if you sucked, I'd probably come up with an excuse.
Sure.
So,
but even if I sucked and I was trying, and you could see that I was trying, you would still maybe give it a second thought.
I would,
because that's what's important to me. Like there's sometimes that
but you don't, and you're.
Thank you.
Really good.
Oh well, I appreciate it.
I've even got your John Mayer signature strat, man. Come on.
You've got it. Yeah, it's not.
Hey, look, I can't
John,
throw stones.
I'm sorry, it's not a signature strat. I'm sorry, John. Don't send anybody.
It's not.
It's a PRS.
I thought it was a signature.
Silver Sky.
Isn't that the one he plays?
His signature model is PRS.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a strat.
Well, that's see. I was going to say similar. I can't throw stones because I've been lusting after Geddy Lee jazz bass now for a couple of months.
Dude, did you bring me? Is that the bass you're going to sell me?
No.
Oh.
That's my 74p bass that I got when I was 15. Perfect. I thought I would bring my most valued bass to your podcast.
Do you have a son?
No.
You do now, man.
I'm going to leave it to you.
Yeah.
No, I told my wife when I go, that bass goes in the box with me.
Really?
I don't give a shit what she does with the rest of them. That's right. It's mine.
You don't love your bass enough to let it continue to make music throughout the world for generations to come?
Mine.
What, man?
I am selfish.
I'm going to change that black heart of yours.
And then the Grinch's heart through 3 sizes that day.
That's what you said to me. That's what you said to me, dude. Because this is really the first Christmas that I've been okay. I'm just gonna accept it, and I'm gonna be happy about it, and I'm not gonna, because it's funny. Because Shannon was like, "Can I decorate the apartment?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't care." So I'm gonna flip out. But I used to, man.
I was much angrier when I was younger too.
God, man,
I'm not angry anymore.
Well, okay, I'm glad I didn't know you back then.
Yeah, no, you didn't. That was years ago.
Now you're just a raging tirade of angst, and
I have no angst.
I'm
angstless.
I'm just messing with you, dude. Like I said, you make gigs easy.
I know, but it's fun now. I'm screwing with you because
dude. Italians are some of the most amazing. Like, I've always wanted to actually go. I've been all over the world with the military, but I never got to go to Italy.
You'd be spoiled by the food.
Oh, dude. Shoot, man. You're spoiled by food in any real Italian family. You know what I mean, dude?
I do all the cooking.
Dude, I bet we got to get together and cook because I'm a really good cook. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm
a
really good. Ask Shannon.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my grandfather was a chef in Palermo.
My grandfather was a ship's tailor in Battle Midway.
Oh, wow.
One up. Ka-ching. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, see? You had to get it going. That's all right, because I learned I inherited the cooking chromosome.
Nice. That's good, man. You got
so what do you cook? What kind of stuff?
I cook all kinds of stuff. I got a lot.
That doesn't answer my question at all.
I'll cook you a steak that you'll think that you got from like Ruth Chris.
See, I always feel like I could make a better steak.
Well, you probably could. I'll teach you how to make it.
I've been trying the reverse sear method.
Hey, there's somebody that will attest to this because Amy Montgomery, Mark Montgomery's wife, one day I was over there hanging out and I was like, "Hey, I brought some steaks over to cook," and I just picked up some choice cuts, man, some ribeyes from Hy-Vee or something, and I was like, "What? You got spices or anything in here? And, some olive oil and stuff?" And I start telling her what to throw in there and everything, and she's questioning me the whole time.
You rub your meat with olive oil?
Well, I do constantly, dude, every day. That's why it's so soft. That's why the ladies love. Well,
See. I expected you to go down there. So no,
I love going down
do you
there.
olive oil the steaks or you put it in the pan?
Well, if you'd let me tell you,
I'm asking a question.
I would like best world. If it's a perfect world, perfect day, I'd like them to be on a grill, charcoal grill.
Mm-hmm.
I do like gas. I can cook a steak on any grill. Doesn't matter. This night I cooked it on with a trash barrel grill. So, and like first I rub salt, and pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Right. First to get them to room temperature. Always.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't ever cook a cold steak. Start with a cold steak. Get them to room temperature, and then salt and pepper. I'm not going to tell you all my secrets.
And how are you going to teach me?
I'll teach you off camera. I'm not going to give it to the world, man. Then everybody'd be like,
Then everybody could have a good steak.
Yeah. I'm like, you ever see Johnny Depp?
Christmas spirit you have.
You ever see Johnny Depp where he's being what's his name from Boston? The notorious gangster Whitey Bulger.
Johnny Depp played Whitey Bulger?
Yeah, dude.
What movie?
What's it called? Black? Will you look that up? Awesome. See, that's like Joe Rogan. Look that up. Thank you, Jamie. Dude, Joe Rogan's a shit, man. For like before I started this,
never
podcast,
listened to the guy.
Oh, he's great, man.
Is he?
Dude, and he's very influential because he's one of the people that actually they can't shut down, and so other dissenting opinions he lets on there. I mean,
that's how it should be.
It's good, and he gets he's got like 300K people on average list. Oh yeah, dude. And then
is that a podcast?
Yeah, and then millions on YouTube. Yeah, dude. But you can get
YouTube he's on too.
Yeah, so am I.
I am just pathetic, aren't I?
Dude, my YouTube, like, I thank you people that have been on there. Like, it really, like, is amazing. And I just really appreciate it. And I'm going to keep doing it. If I don't do something, I'll do something I shouldn't do. Black Mass, yeah. That's what it's called.
Mass.
Johnny Depp. Anyway, he's in the kitchen and he's like, what do you put in the steak? Like, and he's looking, the guy's like, oh my God, should I tell him what I put in the steak? He's like, you didn't put, it's a good scene. I'm not going to try to do Johnny Depp.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but you should watch it. Watch it with your wife. I don't know. Does she like those kind of movies? Gangster movies?
Depends.
Yeah.
We just rewatched The Godfather for the first time in
the original?
The original. Yeah.
Great movie, dude. Excellent movie.
Brilliant. Well, so we had watched The Offer, which is about the making of The Godfather. I actually subscribed to Paramount Plus just to watch that The Offer.
Hey,
and it was
Frank, you know what's going to happen?
Really good.
To the audio is I'm going to be.
Oh yeah, I'm going to want. Sorry.
No, that's
you
great.
can't put me in a rocking chair because I'm compelled to rock.
See, this is the conundrum of doing a podcast with people because I don't want to like tell people all the time, and it took me a long time to build up the courage. You know, to
tell people they're doing stupid shit like I was just doing.
Hours and hours trying to get audio to work, but I love it. This is why I'm doing it, so people can get to know people that they see and know that they feel the same things and go through the same shit. And they're not crazy, and that to start a revolution.
I may be a little.
Yeah. Oh, I'm.
Yeah, you folks are seeing sides of me I'm sure you've never experienced. So, but anyway, so we watched The Offer. It was really good, and then we enjoyed it so much. We're like, we got to rewatch The Godfather and just
yeah. Brought the nostalgia and
tie the two together.
Yeah.
And so that's why we just so films like that, if they're well made, and they're not
Martin
unnecessarily
Scorsese, that's Coppola,
gory.
Coppola, but I love Scorsese. That's what I wanted. I was gonna go to film school, man. I wanted to be a director. I've got scripts. I can't wait till AI is so close. Pretty soon I'll be able to write, direct, shoot, cut my entire movie by myself in the AI, dude, and it'll be.
And you could have Humphrey Bogart star in it.
No,
I know, but I'm saying we're getting that close with the technology.
Humphrey's fine, dude. I like Humphrey, man. It's just I don't know, man. I can't really articulate. I've been having a lot of crazy experiences happen to me, like during my when I meditate, and it's not. I mean, maybe some of it is because I do get stoned, but I get stoned because
you do.
Yeah. I mean, it's legal here. I mean, I can talk about it. And all the money goes to veterans. Thank you so much, stoners out there that buy legal weed in dispensaries. I appreciate it. You know, it helps me way better than the fistful of drugs they gave me, you know, for antidepressants, antipsychotics. Yeah. So don't. No, dude, I'm not a violent person anymore. I you know, I question my motives all the time, and I think it's a good thing to good place to be. One time, Cliff, I was talking to, I love Cliff Moore, and I was talking to him about I don't know, some stuff that I was thinking about, you know. And he was just like, dude, that's such a wonderful place to be, because it keeps you in a place where you're constantly learning, and you're not, you know, like Quincy Jones said, insecurity is just, you know, or that kind of, I can't, I'm fucking up his quote right now, but it's just insecurity dressed up. You know what I mean? Being that person that, like, these aren't pink. Well, I wanted just pink M&Ms. You know what I mean? I'm exaggerating, but there are all those kind of people that you just demand this kind of thing that is like, that's not what music is about. Music is about bringing healing. It's not about bringing, you know, this, giving you this limelight so you can be an asshole. You know?
Oh no,
it's
I see music really. I used to be a bundle.
Yeah.
Of insecurity. Music relieved me of that.
Oh, dude, me too,
right?
man.
That gave me my confidence in life to be me.
Playing with good musicians will do that to you very quickly. You know, no, but really, your insecurity is because what you have to understand about insecurity is almost everything that you're dealing with that, it's all inside. Like, you have to look on to the inside of you about all of the things that you build up in your mind of what it is and who's doing what and who's saying what, and you know what I mean?
I do.
And if you don't do that, you go nuts. At least I did. I mean,
well, I went from that you know, wimpy, picked on, you know,
right, to what the fuck did you say,
to you know, to starting music at 12, and then, you know,
yeah,
getting rid of all that insecurity, and, you know,
it's awesome.
I became a real boy.
I think I started playing music right around that age too, like really playing music.
Yeah, no, that was the beginnings of it, and then, you know,
You didn't play
I've been
in school?
fortunate enough to. No, I never had a lesson in my life. Which is probably, I'd be much better player if I did.
You don't still, I'm sure you still.
Yeah, it's funny.
Stuff.
So I had Paul came over the other day, Greenleaf.
He's a great teacher, man.
And he said to me, he goes, now that you're retired and you don't have to fight track, because I was trying to go to him for lessons, but I was working full time, and it was just, he lives up here by you.
You don't have to.
And it was too much of a ride, and just to get back and forth, I was showing up late and all this shit. Now I have time, and he's like, now that you're retired, you know, come over, let me show, you know, let me start showing you the stuff you don't know. And which I was thrilled that he offered to do that, and I'm going to take him up on it. So hopefully I'll learn a few things, and I could stop playing the same 4 box patterns.
And the fact that you're willing to allow somebody else to teach you something is,
you never stop learning, man.
No.
You never stop learning. Playing with just who I play with, you know.
Yep.
I always strive to play with people better than me so that I can learn from them.
Amen. Yep.
And I'm a filthy thief. If I see somebody do something cool,
you're the one that takes my tuner every time.
Not that kind of thief, not a material thief. If I see somebody play something cool, I'll absorb it.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude. As long as you're not trying to copyright it and make money on it.
No, make money.
Hey, dude.
There's no money in this business.
There's gonna be. There's gonna be, Frank. I'll show you some stuff after when we get done. Like, I just got the website done to, well, the start of it for Producer Protocol. Oh, see, that's me this time.
3:15.
Yeah. Well, I know we need. Should we wrap it up, man?
If you like.
Wrap it up. No, we don't.
Yeah. Well, it is 3:15. I don't want to get caught in traffic going all the way south.
Yeah, I don't want you. Dude, Frank, I can't tell you like how much like the universe has just shown me a lot lately, like that when I fight things and when I force things, it's not good. And, and you have shown me that actually, like, dude, I remember one of the first gigs you ever did with me. It was you and somebody I won't name, but it was like that person made the gig hard on me, kind of hard on me mentally.
Okay.
And you were like the most like easygoing person, man. And you were also like, Fletch, it's gonna be all right, dude. Like I had to run and go get a bunch of stuff that I forgot. I don't know if you're remembering it at all.
Yeah, I remember you having to run. But
yeah, I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody, but it was just a giant wake up call to me about how I also need to act, like it's just about being respectful and
yeah,
going with the flow and enjoying and you've always done that with me and for me, and you've always been there, dude, every time.
It's been my pleasure and honor to share a stage with you, man.
Man,
and I mean that. I use the same word over and over. I'm grateful for all I get to do.
I'm grateful.
And it's fun to do what we do.
Yeah.
And
it is.
I resolved a while ago to stop being a pain in the ass. I can tell you, when I first moved out here.
When did you start doing that?
Not long enough ago. But one of the earlier bands I joined out here, I was Saucy Jack, playing with Freddie and Jill and Dennis and all of them.
I never heard.
Great band. Freddie's, they were all, Jill can sing like a bird.
Nice.
Freddie's a phenomenal guitar player. And I was still a little tightly wound at the time.
Yeah.
And I we butted heads a lot. I gave him grief probably more times than I should have.
Yeah.
And it was stupid shit. And in retrospect, I'm like, God, you should have really just shut your mouth.
Yeah.
But I mean, certain songs he wanted to do, I would even argue with him about. And I'm like, and again, thinking about it in the past, and I'm like, what the hell? What was the point?
Right.
Because they did turn out good. The band always sounded amazing. And, it was always a great show. And I should have trusted his instincts because it was his band. I was the new guy. But anyway, again, I was a little more tightly wound at the time. Mm-hmm. So, I got it. I don't know. I've done plenty. Whatever screw ups or things I learned were mistakes, at least I learned from and changed.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of life.
And that's
right?
And that's why I'm these days a much more patient guy than I was.
Yeah, but you also told me, and you very gently, you weren't being an asshole. You might have thrown it at, you might have talked shit to me about it, but it's how I like people talking, and it was because you're like, hey man, are you gonna send me a set list or what?
Well, that goes back to being prepared.
Some people get overwhelmed if I just send like, hey, these are the songs, all the songs that I will maybe pull from, but I don't, oh my God, the guy sent me like 80 songs, it's like, I wasn't expecting you to, know? So then it's like, a lot of times I will have a set list, but I might change that in a second, depending on the vibe of the crowd.
But so the cool thing about you is if you do decide to do something, and I'm like, I haven't got a clue. I'm going to train wreck it. You won't do it.
Yeah.
And you won't get pissed at me for not knowing it.
No, why would
right? Because it's going to be 80 and I'm just not going to get to them all.
Yeah, and you're not going to like doing it.
And then the fun part is though, like 1 or 2 gigs with you and I know where you're going to go.
Yeah.
So even if you send me 70 songs,
we got the radar.
I know which ones you're most likely going to want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm trying to do different stuff, and like that's why I took lessons from Ace 2 summers ago, man. I love that kid, dude. He's made me a better guitar player, dude. I will never.
Kid's awesome. Are you kidding me?
Dude, I love him. That's why he's on
and he's a tone junkie.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's great, man.
Yeah, he's got great hands.
Well, what's with you in this hand talk?
Because without these mitts, we can't do shit. That's why.
I thought maybe you might have been a watch model.
I have a watch fetish.
Frank, I love you so much, dude, and I really appreciate you coming out.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Yes. And I promise to only take you out of context
when it suits you.
yeah, and just make it completely tailored for me, and
just that's I'm sure you'll be able to stitch together enough moments.
I wouldn't have done as many episodes if I did that, because the word would get out, and bad shit spreads like wildfire.
It does.
Good stuff takes a little while to get along.
Unfortunately, it's sad but true.
That's why we just got to keep being good, man. Keep loving. I'm not trying to be all hippie, but hey, it's Christmas, and love is what is going to save the world, man. People have got too much hate in their hearts.
You're right.
Yeah, and we got to start loving each other instead of hating each other. So anyway,
and that's whatever years I have left, that's what I plan to spend doing.
And it will extend your years if you do so. And that's science. For real, man. Dude, stress kills you.
I know.
And love does not generally.
I try not to get stressed.
And real love does not generally induce life-threatening stress.
But when the pasta's ready and I still haven't finished the sauce, I got stressed out.
Yeah, well, that's the Italian in your blood. How thin is that garlic slice?
Oh no, I don't do that. No, I'm a smasher.
With the razor blade.
No, I'm a smasher.
I'm a smasher, dude. Gordon Ramsay cured me of some of that stuff. I used to watch all of his episodes. I love that guy.
We never did that, in my family. That scene you see where he's trying to
when they're in
the
jail.
We never ever did that.
I've never seen anybody do that either.
So
it's Martin Scorsese, dude. He's gonna be a little dramatic, right?
I like Scorsese.
Oh, I love him.
Did you ever see Hugo?
No, I didn't watch Hugo.
Oh, come on. Great film.
Well, I was not in the sappy frame of view, and I only did that for like my daughter, for like
it's not a kid's film.
If whatever, relationship I was in wanted to go see it, At that point in my life, I was like, this shit ain't real. This is fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
talk about not being mellow.
Oh no, dude.
I am teasing you, man.
I was
I'm just
240 pounds of muscle, drink like a fish with a temper.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, I got
my own temper.
Yeah, dude.
And it did not serve me well.
You can ask any of my people that I served with. I had 2 nicknames. Or Dizzle, this is when I'm being cool, or Ordeal. And you don't want to fuck with Ordeal. On that note, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you again, Fletch. I had a great time.
Oh, man, you're welcome, dude. Thank you for coming.
And Shannon is awesome, and Dio was awesome, and this was just awesome.
All right. He was all excited about it. But
I was. Every time it got postponed,
every time
I pouted.
Every time. He's so dramatic.
Some of it was my doing. I admitted that.
It got postponed. Just like we had planned. There was a plan.
See, you sure you're not Catholic? You got too much guilt, man.
Oh, dude, that's where it came from. Yeah.
I love you, see?